I guess the crazy thing about that challenge and just how wild the internet is, dog. They literally took a rap song and turned it into a twerk song. Bro, that's a lyrical miracle song. Like, look at he coming over with the big words like T.I. and just using all the crazy words, and then now it's a twerk song. Like, that's how crazy the internet really is. But again, like I said, that and this is not no shade to the regular working class people. All I'm just sitting here saying is, after the I want to say the demons or the Instagram models. I'm not even gonna say just the Instagram models. After the women who push the link in their bio type of women, bro, they willing to take that ceiling to the ceiling on the phone challenge to a whole different level. And for all the dudes, stop cock blocking your girl. If your girl want to do a ceiling challenge, bro, get out of it. You don't have to get in the challenge with her. That's corny. I don't want to see that. Like, let her have fun. If she gonna do it, just let her.
Yeah, a lot of them starting to do that now.
Yeah, like, let her cook. It's corny. You want to be in the joke.
But
you want to.
I still feel like you gonna get different variants of it, and the creative the creative you can be with it. I think that's more. You know what I'm saying? Will make it. Will make it go.
Yeah, well, I'm speaking only for just the people who just be on some different type of time, and that one ain't gonna do it for me. I'm not gonna hold you like, nah, dog. It ain't working. I'm sorry. That one it's not gonna happen. Like, nah, it just can't. Like, it's just no way. Nah.
But it's crazy how it just did a 60. Because at first,
what you mean?
No, when it first started out, it wasn't that bad. Like, that's what like the people was doing it. Remember, I think I said that a while ago with the old people. I think they did it. Was the first time I seen it happen. They put it up in the ceiling and they started doing it.
Yeah, I definitely.
But now, it ain't the same no more.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't necessarily know how that one, how it worked or how it played out, but yeah, that one is just not. It's gone. The demons got it now. You gotta let them cook. Hey, go outside real quick and try to watch it on YouTube and see if the sound picking up on your phone. Just go to because I don't think the sound picking up on this joint. Yeah, on YouTube, I don't think the sound picking up. Just check real quick and see. Because I know that I'm watching this green button. This joint ain't picking up. I don't necessarily know what's going on or why it ain't. No. Damn, son. Yeah, why this joint ain't picking up? Like, what the fuck? Let's get it. Let's get it. It's picking up? All right. All right, cool. I just wanted to make sure it was picking up. It just didn't look like it was picking up on here. Break it down. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess real quick. I mean, we don't got to spend too much time on that one. Like I said, I do just think that, yeah, the demons got a hold of it. Just let them cook. Allow them to just do what they do best and kind of just. Because when you see it now, I'm just expecting.
You were definitely right.
I'm expecting the clappers.
You gotta be creative with it. Because I seen one joint today. They was in the hot tubs with the bubble baths and all that.
But that's my point. Yeah. So after the demons get a hold of it, you just gotta let it go. Like, how you realistically you can't manage the two. Like, no, I just feel like now when people hear that song, I'm expecting one thing. And don't get me wrong, I've seen people finesse. Like, I seen this girl, she's a hairdresser, and she got I'm talking about an OD wagon, and she finessed it. She knew what she was doing. She started the camera off at her cheeks and all that, and get to hit you with the you should have booked your, like, she acted like she was about to start clapping, and then she moved like something on the floor, and they said you should have booked your appointment with me. Of course, that's just cool. I'm not knocking it. If you can be creative like that, because you got me, because I'm thinking, okay, you got the wagon, you about to go crazy, and then you don't go crazy. Cool, you got me. But I'm just sitting here saying where it's like, I'm just me personally. Maybe it's just because I'm a horn dog, I'm looking for something completely different now at this point. Like that challenge just look like especially if you get on Twitter, oh, they are going OD because it's a free game on it. You got to because realistically on TikTok, of course, they gotta keep it clean. That's why even when I did the recap joint, the Miss Twerk Some joint, I didn't post it on TikTok because I just know they're gonna flag your page. You can't get crazy. Like, even when I posted it on YouTube, they hurry up and put an age restriction on it. So I just deleted the joint, just left it on Instagram and left it on Twitter because I know realistically you gotta go crazy on it. If you ain't about to go crazy and you ain't about to go OD, you might as well just hang it up. It ain't no purpose even doing it. But I guess we can get into what else? Saucy Santana catches some backlash on social media because he did that. I don't know if y'all seen this. It's a popular show on TikTok where it's called 20 Girls and One Rapper. So basically what the rappers do, it'll be girls just coming up and they'll be like, yay or nay. And it'll put like, so if they even give them a pass and they keep going, I don't know how the whole show go out because it'd be like, of course it's TikTok. So it's broke down in clips, but like maybe say the clip's like 2 minutes. They may say yes to like 10 girls on one clip or say no or whatever the case may be. It maybe go up and down. But anyway, so Saucy Santana, matter of fact, I want to almost feel like I just need to play the clip because it kind of just is, it's him. And it's just like, dog, why you even on there? Because there's a bunch of women on there. So it kind of just threw it off. And he kind of even said that a little bit. Where was the clip of him? Anyway, I can't find the clip of him. But anyway, he said realistically, he was just like, with it, basically the girl didn't have no BBL or something like that. So he caught backlash because they were just like, why do women have to have the BBL for it to go crazy? And it was just, of course, because it come from him and he got the BBL or whatever the case may be. They kind of was just like, how the audacity of you saying it, and then it's just like, why is that the only way you can get chose? Because he was just like, why they keep bringing all these girls in here? They ain't got no BBL, they don't got no makeup, whatever the case may be. She just came out here just like she just don't care.
They trying to get chose though, right?
Yeah, but this, of course, one is Saucy Santana, so he not looking for no girls anyway. But for him to say it kind of was just like, all right, dog.
But it's the truth though.
In the truth, in what sense though?
Most people you're not gonna put up no picture or anything without a filter or your shit that you don't just put up regular dangler. So if this supposed to be like a dating whatever, you supposed to look your best, right?
I mean, I guess, but you ain't supposed to say because she don't got no makeup and she ain't got no BBL, because you can still look your best without that stuff. And I think that's what people.
No, I mean, you could, but you're not just about to come on it with a bonnet on, your cornrows and all that.
Yeah, the girl wasn't going that crazy, but it was close enough to going that crazy. I'm like, hey. Yeah, because he really didn't say nothing. Basically, was just like, y'all playing with me where the dudes at type of situation. But in that purpose of him saying that, he still kind of like threw like endless shade her way as well.
I don't, that's. But I'm just saying, like, you come in here looking a hot mess and you trying to get chose.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a hot mess is to everybody, to each his own. Like, I don't necessarily know if a hot mess is just like, it ain't the same for everybody. Like, you can't, like, it's because dog.
It ain't the same for everybody, but you know when it's a hot mess or you a hot mess.
But okay, so let's be real. This is a popular show on TikTok. Do you think realistically a girl was trying to come on there and realistically in her mind think she was looking like a hot mess? Just think about this is a popular, like, I'm talking about, like, on TikTok, this is every time they post one, like when they had the baby on it. Matter of fact, I want to say I don't know if that last week we played it or whatever, when H.E.R went on the girl and was like, I'm from Chicago, you know who I am. Like, that was all realistically from that same joint. I think even one recently with NLE Chopper. Like, that's a big thing. Well, that show is a big thing on TikTok. I don't necessarily, and it's probably a YouTube show as well.
So they are coming. So you saying
they do it often, so it's not just like some random thing. Like, you don't know what you're going up there for.
That's what I'm saying. Like, would you just come in? You wouldn't come on there just regular.
No. You got to put your Sunday's best on for sure.
I get it, what he said, but I mean, why would people be upset though? It's him. I mean, I don't.
And I mean, that's kind of what I said, and I feel like even just his presentation of, like, I mean, come on, though, his biggest song was Material Girl, outside of walking, like, whatever, walk, like, that's his biggest song. So I'm like I feel like it's on brand, but sometimes it's easier, one, to hide behind the music where everybody feel like they can kind of tag themselves along to the music and make it feel like it's some super uplifting thing. But then realistically, yeah, just it ain't it, dog. Right? When he said it without that beat on, it'd be a whole different ballgame. When you say stuff without that beat on, it hit differently.
That shit, that nigga, like, he always got a filter on his face.
I mean, at the same time, exactly. So it's just like, I don't necessarily.
I'm not surprised. Or
yeah, I'm not too surprised neither. But I do, since we sit here saying words without a beat, I'm not gonna hold you. That whole like I can't really go like a super deep dive on Mariah, the scientist, or whatever case may be, because I don't listen to her music. I really don't. I didn't even know I don't know who she is for real. Besides, okay, her and Young Thug is a thing now. I guess her big first dating rapper was not Young Thug, Lil Yachty. So I don't necessarily know who she is. Really don't care who she is. But I like the performance that she's trying to make it like she gonna hold Young Thug down. Let me be the first one to tell y'all. If nobody else haven't told y'all this, bro. Young Thug ain't coming home no time soon. I'm saying bare minimum he got to do 10 years. And I feel like him doing 10 is if that judge be nice. And I seen a clip of that judge. He seemed like he may be a half decent human. He may give him 10. But I can't imagine Young Thug coming home before 10 years, dog. It's just not going to happen. And so with that being said, let me play this new clip because his trial did officially start today. So let's get into that.
Take this shit to motherfucking trial. I rep my life for real. For slimes, you know I kill. Trial, I done beat it twice, Kendricks. I'm undefeated, like feds came and snatched me. I don't know, no point in asking. I was on what? Bleeding. Stuck like a magnet, as the evidence will show. Take this shit to motherfucking trial. I rep my life for real.
So that was the day. That was her reading off a lyric from a song with him and Yak Gotti. What was the name of this song? Take It to Trial. The name of the song is Take It to Trial.
Well, okay, so my question, was he been locked up before? Besides
ever in his life? Yeah, for sure.
Oh, besides the tour bus shit. Like he's been in trouble.
Since he been a big name rapper, or you saying even beforehand? He's been locked up when he was younger. Before he got famous, but I'm talking about like as famous like Young Thug. I think probably the only time he probably ever really got bagged with something was with the tour bus stuff with Wayne.
But he ain't been on trial, like her reading them lyrics. Like, would he beat other cases? That's what I should say.
Oh no.
Okay. Because that's why I'm
not no. I mean, I guess not no real cases. So I don't like I said. Not nothing I can remember. So I might be wrong, but off the top of my head, if I'm just freestyling it, I don't think he's ever had to go face no real time. Like I can't remember since Young Thug has been popular. I don't remember no stop where people was like free Young Thug or something like he was in court or none of that.
I'm just wondering how much can you hold his lyrics?
Dog.
What if I'm rapping about somebody else? See, that's my only thing. Like, how hard can you hold his lyrics to him?
I mean, I feel like realistically, you have to prove a lot of that stuff. Like, you're gonna have to prove that
I was actually there. Or
you're gonna have to prove that these lyrics ain't real. Because I feel like realistically, they're gonna be able to always tie something to some of these dates because a lot of this stuff was actually going on. It's even just like when we were talking about.
So he's not the one actually doing it. He's the one just assigning these. Like they basically saying he's the head of it. I'm just pointing people to go this way and that
I think realistically for some of them, yes, that may be the case. But I don't necessarily know if like even when it comes to the stuff with YF and Lucci Mother House, I don't necessarily know if he had something to do with it or did he, because you're gonna eventually have to separate it, and that's realistically for you when you taking it to trial. Somebody gonna have to cop to that. So it's just like what you just said. So if that's the thing he want to take, even if that's what they're trying to pin on him, he gonna have to prove that he had nothing to do with that completely. So then the other question is gonna be okay, well, who did? So now if you don't got a real fall guy, then what? Like that's what I'm saying, bro. It's gonna get tricky for him. Like that, all that keep screaming the free Young Thug. Like
ghostwriter right now, huh?
No, it's not even about a ghostwriter. It's just about.
But why you can't be like they wrote it?
But it's a difference between when you just living them raps out, dog, and they just too. It's just too.
That's
detailed.
why I was just wondering, has he been in a trial before? Like, because if you got a history, like, oh yeah, you've been locked up for this, or you've been in, you know what I'm saying? Then I ain't believing.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know him for him per se, but even just like with his brother, how his brother was like when his brother ended up just had to go back now and do 9 years. His brother was out on parole as is. You get what I'm saying? So it just still, even a lot of them who was affiliated with it, it just get hard. It's gonna get hard for one. They're gonna have to. I want to see how you can prove that he had no affiliation with this stuff without you snitching on somebody or dry snitching on somebody. Like, how do you prove that you didn't have no affiliations with this? Or how do you prove that these people were just moving out on their own? And then how do you put it in the music then? Yeah. Like it's a hard game to keep playing it was just lyrics, or it's just this was mysteriously taken out of place. Like it get tricky. I do kind of want to see how they're gonna pull it off. I don't necessarily think it's gonna be an easy task, and I just don't think realistically, like even just look at that YMW Melly situation, like bro, they not about to sit here and just look at some of this stuff like it's just rap lyrics. And it'll be hard realistically because even if you just sit here saying like let's tie it into like the King Von situation, it was just like you could take a lot of that stuff like, oh, he was just tweeting or he was just trolling, but it's just like it was too easy for somebody to sit on YouTube for a couple hours and connect these songs and that's one of the reasons why even King Von got so big, because people always would say how realistically he made his music sound.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard for you to sit here and say, oh, somebody made their music sound super realistic, and now you're trying to hit them with the, oh, it ain't that no more, whatever the case may be. Like, yeah, it get tricky. I don't real quick, because we did kind of talk about lyrics a lot last week when we was talking about the Drake and the Wayne and whatever the case may be. I do want to play this clip from Rap City when she was talking about how she kind of get left out a lot of conversations when it comes to lyricism.
So like women rappers, they never like talk about women with phenomenal albums. Like the conversation's always Drake, Kendrick, Cole. Right. And, you know, Charlamagne always says Rapture's the best rapper who's not Kendrick Lamar. Does that even bother you that you're not in a conversation with those three?
I'm so good in who I am and my ability and what I've done thus far and the opportunity to do so much more. I'm so at peace.
So I guess my question would be and which it is kind of disrespectful, I guess, if you look at it, where she is such a great rapper, but she kind of like nobody never, when we talking about what's the hottest female rappers out or who the best, like just hottest or even the best female rapper, like nobody never bring her up. And that's again kind of going back to my point of last week with the Drake situation, is like how much of that stuff really matters when we speak into like popularity or becoming a big name, house name rapper, or like even putting you in them conversations. I don't know how much it necessarily puts you in those conversations.
But I feel like even for female rappers, I don't, because when you look at it, like besides Nicki, they'd be like, oh, well, they pop. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I mean, but who else really just strictly rap and became, you know, famous?
I don't,
without going to the pop.
I mean, I don't necessarily know if they went pop or just their music it became popular, because I don't think Cardi ever really went pop until she just was already this big star. Like their breakout songs, even for somebody like Latto, like I get what you're saying. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here saying none of them have not played. Cardi has played with pop records. Nicki has also played with pop records. So is Latto. So is Meg. They have all played, but I feel like that all became after their popularity. Like the first Meg song I ever heard was the John on a Wale feature.
So no, but that's what I'm saying. So I get in that lane, but I feel like it's not but so high I can go with just straight rapping, right?
I think you can do straight rapping if you actually make hits. And you know what's so crazy? And another reason why I wanted to bring that conversation up, because even when I thought about it, like back in the day when like, and what made me think about it, because my gym playlist came on to Roger That from off the Young Money album, and it was Tyga, Wayne, and Nicki. And at that time, realistically, I don't think they or the people wasn't putting Drake in the conversation of the top three rappers in that crew,
because he wasn't rapping for real. He wasn't rapping.
He was rapping, but he wasn't rapping to the ability of Tyga. And I know for some people, if you're not really into if you're not a super Tyga fan, or you're not a real Young Money fan, you may think, oh, what do you mean he wasn't rapping up Tyga? Go listen to that Young Money compilation album and compare when Tyga got on songs to when Drake got on songs. Yeah. And I promise you, and this ain't no exaggeration, dog, Drake could not keep up with Tyga at that point of Tyga's career. And like I said, if you're not a real Wayne fan or you wasn't a Young Money fan at that time when we talking about all of them was together and they was on group song, like, dog, Tyga would rap circles around Drake at that time in his career.
Go listen to any of his well done mixtapes with drama.
But I'm just, well, of course, even those, but I'm just saying, even just on that jump, because I'm listening, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like the big songs on that project, Tyga was on all of them.
Mm-hmm.
He was on every
because it was one
last one of them
Jones. They took him off of it. Was it Moto?
They took him off of Moto. They took Tyga off of Moto. But I think that by that time, I think that's when him and Drake kind of wasn't on the same page no more. They kind of started beefing, and that's when Tyga was. I mean, him and
because he went ham on that joint because it was him and Wayne
originally. Originally, for sure. So I think, like I said, at that time, you got to think about it. Even I mean, you kind of even could look at it with two ways, where it's like even when Chris Brown and Tiger started to link, Tiger was trying to kind of pull away from Cash Money at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was, of course, when Chris Brown was just coming off of the whole situation with Rihanna. So it was just like, think about it, for Deuces, that was Tiger's kind of let me separate myself from Young Money. And that was Chris Brown's biggest song after the Rihanna thing. So like I said, that was just something to think about. But even like I said, really looking at that Rhapsody thing, it was just like, yeah, how much people don't really appreciate the lyricism, like how on social media they'll act like they do.
But that's why I feel like you do have people who appreciate you rapping or whatever. But I'm saying success wise, if you don't cross into the next lane, it's not, because I mean, shit, Erykah Badu, I mean, not Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill and all them. Like, if you don't cross over to that other lane to get the everybody else's attention, I feel like your ceiling is, you reached your ceiling. I feel like once you go to that pop side, or you make it more commercial, you know what I'm saying? That's when, all right, damn, she is more like,
I want to do it have to be necessary. I don't necessarily think it has to be pop, but I do think you have to know how to cater to. I don't even necessarily got to be a mainstream America. It just had to be like the popular Black stuff, and of course, and I think we can kind of kill two birds with one stone, because a lot of people are starting to give Sexy Red some pushback. And at one point in time, of course, it was a certain pocket of age group of people who was kind of like, all right, though, we're not trying to give into this. But the more, it just seems like, especially after this last song, this whatever, Free My Nigga, or My Nigga Locked Up, or whatever the case may be, and her doing the video inside the jail, I think, and then of course her even performing Still Pregnant, and I don't think it's necessarily people care about her performing pregnant, but I think one is how she's performing pregnant. And then the way she's doing it, what she got on, because it's like, all right, you got the booty shorts still on, got your stomach hanging out, titties, everything, basically still damn near half naked with your stomach hanging out, and then you still busting it wide open. It is kind of like, for the average person, after you reach a certain age, dog, your tolerance level of ratchet, you kind of just can't stomach certain stuff. And then you kind of start looking at yourself like, bro, I can't, like, I get, like, because be real, the older you get, you don't never really want to sound like the old person. So you kind of like, all right, I'm just gonna be quiet. Or I'm gonna keep it in my group chat, or I'm gonna just, have that group chat where I got friends that we are like-minded, so we can have this conversation. But if you sitting here trying to like argue with people on the shade room, you're gonna always lose that argument, because people just, one, you don't necessarily know how old the next person is in this conversation that you're arguing with. You don't know their living stances, because they can really be living out this whole type of Sexy Red type of lifestyle. But it's just like, bro, it's just some stuff just like, enough is enough, dog. Like, you trying to portray something where it's just like, to this point, it's just corny. It's not, this don't even seem real no more. Like, even just with her having sampling her I guess that's her daughter, whoever sitting here saying, free my daddy or whatever, like, come on, dog. Like, stop, bro.
But hey, that's what they look at, be like, oh, this is gonna be selling.
Yeah, but then I think, to what extent, when people started to have that pushback and everybody kind of started to look at it funny, I don't necessarily know if it's gonna keep selling. How long is it gonna keep selling?
But okay, so let's be honest. I didn't plan for you to get pregnant. You got pregnant, but we was thinking, like, now I got to do something with you.
No, you listen to what I'm saying. You can perform pregnant. Cardi B performed pregnant before.
No, but I'm saying with the label or whoever she, I probably put her out there. All right, this is what's gonna sell. Get us a couple of what's name here and there. I didn't expect you to, what I'm saying? I was still thinking you could be able to be outside performing, doing all your.
No, I listen to what I'm saying. I get all of that is cool, but that doesn't, you can still perform. Nobody's saying that she shouldn't be performing, because I don't think, especially realistically, especially in 2023, I don't think no woman would ever say, I don't want her out here performing just because she's pregnant, because most women want to not feel like I'm going to lose my career because I get pregnant. And one, of course, like I said, Cardi B showed you, Cardi B performed at Summer Jam pregnant before, but she did it with style and grace. I feel like Sexy Red is taking this to hell. Like, what is the lowest form I can bring this to? So how far can I take these people?
But my question with her, would you still even pay her no mind if she was just standing up there just doing her raps? Like, I still think she still got to sell her, her image still.
So, I mean, I guess so that, like I said, and that's where I think the conversation kind of, where it goes, where it's like, what's the good in between? Because when we're talking about the Rap City, it's just like, even for her, it's like, okay, you kind of not even meeting people in the middle nowhere. Like, you kind of just stand on the stubborn, and it's cool that I get praises from the Charlemagne's or the Elliott Wilsons, whoever the case may be, but it's just like, I don't even think for all of them to this point, their voice don't move culture no more. It's like, don't get it twisted. I think people like myself, I'm older, you kind of stuck in your ways. Like I'm used to just listening to the Breakfast Club every day, but that same conversation that me and you had, and it was an honest one, it was a real one. Like, but do we still or you was asking me, hey, well, do you still go to Charlamagne or do you go to Joe for new music, or do you just go to them because that's a part of your day-to-day rep, like your normal routine? This is what I'm used to, but I'm not actually going for them for even just real new dialogue on music. So somebody who's praising you, but they kind of not setting the tone for what's even cool in the culture anymore, it make it hard. Like you gotta kind of, like I feel like I said, you gotta kind of meet people where they are. It's like, it's almost like, even if you creating content, you got to know how to kind of like, yeah, whatever your morals and principles is cool, but you still got to know how to double dutch a little bit in that shade room. And not necessarily saying you got to mix it up with people in the comment section, but you got to understand, like, all right, what's the topics that I got to pull away from? Because even it don't matter how hard you be like, I'm not dealing with the Blueface and Krishan stuff, but it's just like, all right, well, I'm here though. Like you keep seeing it, you're not gonna be able to duck that conversation. You gonna eventually, one of those topics between them two, one of them gonna hit you where you gotta have a conversation. And I guess real quick, since we all over the place and we there, because I did mention them and we kind of missed that topic last week. Blueface mother was on the Jason Lee show, and then she was telling a story how she basically missed out on having a one night stand with Shaq because she couldn't put Blueface to sleep. Bro, I swear to God. But that's what for me, somebody who create content, I always kind of have to respect somebody who kind of know how to keep their foot on the people's neck, where it's like, we ain't gonna get y'all no room to breathe. We just gonna rotate. And shout out to Jason Lee for knowing, man, these people got y'all in the chokehold. I'm just gonna interview each one of them separately and keep running up the numbers, and which he is, because it just be like stories like that, bro. How do you even come up with a story like that? Like Shaq was outside in the driveway, but I couldn't put this little nigga to sleep.
But you
like,
know the sad part about it, you don't know if it's true or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what you sell it. Where you sell it.
Exactly, because one was like, who makes up a story like that?
And then he gonna comment and say, why you ain't tell me? I'd have played sleep.
Exactly. That's my point. Like but again, that's why but just for somebody who create content, it's not for me, but I can respect somebody who know, like, bro, they got these people in the chokehold. Literally, it's not a day that's gonna go past where they not gonna sit here and bounce those things up and down on social media. So like, I get credit where credit is due. I can't hate on that. Let that upload and we come in with the Malika Andrews. Damn. What? Oh, tonight? Yeah. You ready? Okay, so it's a huge story floating around social media right now, and got NBA, of course, NBA Black Twitter in a super uproar, and probably even Black Twitter more than even just NBA Twitter. And for people who don't know what I'm talking about, it's a story, and it started on TikTok. It was a video of Josh Giddey, and for people who don't know who Josh Giddey is, he is a basketball player for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and of course, to kind of make this story a little bit more realistic and why people are upset, because Josh Giddey is a young white player to play for OKC. And of course, I mean, if you can just kind of do your math on OKC and then do your math on a white player to play for OKC, how it's kind of going to go. But I guess people, because he's under investigation for having relations with a 15-year-old. Allegedly, like nobody, he kind of course, they try something, and I ain't gonna hold you. Them reporters are ballsy for even kind of like bringing that to light, because it literally just is realistically right now, it's just a social media room, and nobody kind of like, I don't necessarily know if they know the girl page, because it's nothing but just that, like it's a video, and it's like them almost looking like they both kind of like shirtless in the video together. Like, well, he ain't got no shirt on, and you can just literally see like the top of her shoulder. So I don't necessarily know how crazy the video is, because of course it's on TikTok, so it can't be but so much nudity in the video. But those videos and pictures of them, they kind of just look weird for the age gap. And I guess realistically, and the sad thing, I guess, which where it get crazy, is a 5-year age gap isn't OD, but it's OD when the age gap is that young. So I guess the age floating around for her, I believe is anyway, I think people saying she anywhere between like 15 or 16. I'm not quite sure the age. I want to say they kept saying it was 15. And I believe Josh Giddey is either 21 or 22. So realistically, I mean, that's not even 21. Let me Google it just to be 100% positive. Josh Giddey is 21. So yeah, he's 21. So I mean, even if she's 16, that's still what's that? That's still that's a 5-year gap if she's 16. But if she not, even if it's, so I guess it get tricky. So I guess people, like I said, realistically, what got people really upset was the fact that they was like, damn, when Ja Morant was under investigation, they suspended him off the rip. So realistically for them, it's gonna always get, you kind of don't want to make it racy, but I guess sometimes you have no choice when it's just dead right there in your face. And so a lot of people was just like, it's crazy that Ja Morant, realistically, what he did isn't illegal at all. And in no state, especially if the guns is legal, it's not illegal at all. But realistically, if a 21-year-old is dating a minor, don't get me wrong, of course, in some cities and some states, it's not illegal. Like, it's not illegal in Oklahoma City. And I don't think it's like in, what is it, not North Virginia, whatever, some part of the deeper you get in Virginia, it's also not illegal. So I get it, but people just like, damn. So why people are upset with Malika Andrews is because, of course, during the NBA draft, and we talked about the Brandon Miller story here when it happened in live time, when he was getting drafted, she kept bringing that up to remind people, hey, this guy's getting drafted to the Charlotte Hornets, but he was the one who bought the gun to the dude who killed the young lady in Alabama. And like he didn't get charged with nothing. He's off, whatever case may be. And let's be clear, Brandon Miller ain't that great of a player where it's like people just brushing stuff under the rug so he can make it to the NBA, because he played for the Hornets. And I mean, y'all here, we talk about LaMelo Ball. Anytime we talk about the Hornets, ain't nobody even thinking about nobody else on that team outside of LaMelo Ball. So we're not about to make it like Brandon Miller was just some super amazing basketball player that they pushed this under the rug just because. But for her to bring this up on draft night, people was like, damn, you was like, this is draft night. That you should have left that. That was his past. That he played a whole college season, played in the tournament and everything. So all of that was past him. For him to make it to draft night and you to still bring it up, but you have not acknowledged, especially you as a woman, you don't acknowledge the Josh Giddey thing at all. Like, you don't say nothing. It's crazy. And they dragged her. And me and my younger brother was in our group chat arguing about that, because he trying to make it like. And my thing is, I always tell him, like, bro, you one thing, I guess he has the privilege of just being sheltered just to the rest of the world. And I think all of us do, if you don't go on social media to kind of, what I use it for, I use it to figure out what people talking about, what people get mad about, what's the real conversation people, so we can bring it here and have those conversations. But a lot of people, and I'm not talking about just people watch basketball and not people with fake pages. I'm talking about like, what's the guy name that everybody kind of be following on Twitter and even on YouTube? I think his name is like Nasheed something. I can't remember his name, but he like one of them super smart black people. And he kind of talked about all those like huge type of topics. And he was like, of course she wasn't going to say nothing. One, because of course Malika Andrews is, I want to say she's a biracial woman, and I want to say her, the man I think she about to get married or who she engaged to, I'm sure their age gap is way more than 5 years. But like I said, the 5 years thing ain't crazy, besides when it's that young. And of course, I'm sure it's people listening now, and y'all might be like, well, when I was in high school, I was a senior, I had me an older boyfriend who may be like in his 20s or whatever the case may be, and which you may have, but let's be honest, that don't make it right neither. And I think that's why some people, a lot of times, they on the fence with a lot of these stories is coming out with Jamie Foxx or the New York Mail or Diddy or all these people where, a lot of these stories are coming out. I think so many people be on the fence with them because so many people have participated in some of this behavior. And I think that was one of our younger brothers, Clapper. He was like, "Oh well, what about?" That's why nobody else saying nothing about it because they might not want to make a big deal because how many other players may be doing the same thing. And I was like, "Hey, we'll just forget."
Shit, we didn't even learn about Karl Malone. You didn't know about that when it was going on.
I mean, but just using Karl Malone is kind of dumb because none of us was even born.
But still, what I'm saying is, even that matter, we didn't really find out. Oh, that story didn't even come back about until All-Star Weekend. His son got drafted and all that. Nobody talked about.
We talked about it before the even All-Star Weekend.
No, I'm saying we talked about it because it came, like the information came out. But I'm saying nobody brought that story up until recently. But the boy was grown, and you know what I'm saying? Like that's my thing. Like this situation, I think would probably just got him in trouble or whatever the case may be. Was the whole video? I think he was going back with the brother. I think he went back and forth with the brother, and so I'm pretty sure the brother is the one who told.
Okay.
So that's how all this came about. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't get to compare. I like y'all saying because of what Ja Morant, that whole Ja Morant thing.
He got suspended. He got it suspended immediately.
But he got suspended. That's the second time he gets suspended.
But both times was immediately.
Right. But okay, but you want him to get suspended if there's no charges pressed against him, right? There's nothing you got reported. This is going off of somebody's social media. They addressed it. So if it keep going around social media, then yes, they got to come up with it. All right. Boom, boom, boom. But I can't suspend you or even what's name if you're not convicted or nothing.
So listen to what you just said. And Ja Morant got suspended and he ain't convicted of nothing.
Okay, so if you pull your gun out right now, would your page get flagged or something? What's name, right?
For sure, yeah, of course.
Right. So at the end of the day,
page getting flagged, but listen to what you just said. The words you literally just said out your mouth. He didn't get locked up. He didn't get charged with nothing. Ja Morant didn't get locked up or didn't get charged with nothing. So
it's still rules and regulations. Then when you sign that contract, they had page. That's why they hired lawyers to read those contracts. They had, just like we just reported last with Kelly Oubre. Why he tried to lie and try to say he got hit by a car. They have rules in there that you have to follow. So like I said, I remember before they were saying the whole I don't know what the gun thing or whatever that rules or whatever, but like that's why he's getting suspended. I get what you're trying to say, but like
it ain't know what I'm trying to say because if that was if the grown man was doing that to my niece or my daughter, trust and believe it ain't gonna be that sweet.
Okay, but at the end of the day, that's beyond the point. Were you saying with her not covering it? They read scripts. It's not like it's just her.
But time. But this is what I'm saying. When people say that, let's be real. If it ain't nobody writing no scripts, if they was writing scripts, if people was writing scripts for them, guess what? Them shows would have been done when the writers was on strike. All those shows were still on when the writers was on strike. Ain't nobody writing nothing. Somebody may be feeding you stats, but they ain't writing nothing. That shit, the Shannon Sharp be freestyling and Stephen A. Smith. Who writing that? Nobody. Stop, Marcus. We ain't about to give people no excuses just to be giving them excuses, dog. Ain't nobody writing that.
Like I said, at the end of the day, I don't. You want justice what for her?
For who?
For the girl? No, I'm saying, who do you want? You want him?
I don't know. Listen, nobody don't. I don't care. I don't want no justice for nothing. If her parents ain't searching for justice, then they can do whatever white people stuff they do is cool. But what we want justice for is the equal suspension, the equal punishment that you gave Ja Morant. How quick and fast you was on Ja, be that quick on Josh Giddey. Don't sit here and act like you ain't on social media because NBA got a whole hashtag, NBA Twitter and all that. So you can see what's going on. This girl had literally, when I was arguing with Matt, in that tweet, that girl had 20,000 people tweeted her name. That's a lot, dog. When you talking about when Joe Budden complained about his thing was tweet, he had 3,500 he was complaining. You talking about 20,000. That's a huge difference, brother. So somebody can feel the effects of 3,500 people tweeting them. You think about 20,000 people tweeting you. Her name was the #1 trending thing on Twitter, and it's spilled so far over Twitter. Go on Instagram right now and go to all them blog pages. They all picking it up now.
But did anybody else talk about it?
Who?
Like Skip, I'm saying like Skip and all them. Like, did anybody else?
Of course not today. They barely talk about basketball regardless because of football season. I'm not looking for them to but she's on a NBA show that all they talk about is NBA. But you talking about Skip, First Take, Undisputed. If you listen to them any other day, only basketball teams they talk about is the Lakers. If it ain't the Lakers, they not talking about basketball right now in the middle of football season. Ain't no way hell. So that's not no bail. Oh, you can't. I'm not shooting her no bail, dog. You can't sit here and play plain as day playing people's face. And like I said, I mean, I'm sure she can sleep in that. She can sleep in that bed. She cool with it. She probably already made it. But I'm just trusting, believe nobody not about to sit here. We about to just be silent and just be like, oh, whatever master say is cool. Nah, nigga, that's not work like that. Like just to sit here and say because you did one thing, don't make it right. And shout outs to what's the man who killed George Floyd and they poked him up in the jail over the weekend. No, like you niggas just be like I told my brother though. If you was alive during slavery, Harry someone would have put that shotgun to your dome. Like y'all gotta stop just laying down just because it's okay just to lay down, dog. Like stop. Like it's so easy to just mind your business when it don't have nothing to do with you. And I think that's one, and I sit here and say this on this podcast a million times. That's the most trifling of this thing is black people we do all the time because it's not knocking on our complete door. You sit here and turn a blind eye to it until it's too late. And then that's when everybody be wanting, oh, I want sympathy, I want justice, I want this. When it's at your doorstep, if you can't nip it in the bud or try to help nip it in the bud when it's early and you see it somewhere else, you can't wait for it when it knock on your door. Then you want change? Hell no, it don't work like that. You got to help start the change early, and you can't sit here and wait for it to be late. Y'all got me sitting here preaching.
Yo, CEO Mikey.
Why are we talking about freaky people?
Remembered that Gloria had tattooed Aaron's right above.
And shout out to Glad TV.
Red and green.
Right above her vagina.
Right above it with a parenthesis with an S.
Right.
Aaron's.
It belongs to.
Look. When I saw her, she was.
And for people who don't know who this is, talking this Aaron Hall.
She was a puppy. You know what I mean? That's right. She was tall. She was big, blonde hair, bone with the black pant leather. I was like, I'm getting that. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows I couldn't even really speak then. I had a speech impediment. I don't stutter anymore. Mm-hmm. So I just went there and just grabbed her hand and went inside the hotel and gave it to her. You feel me? So she gonna say Luke is lying. You feel me? Okay. Because I don't lie on my dick. You feel what I'm saying? My mother was Puerto Rican from Ponce. So when I see anybody that's Spanish, I'm gonna grab them.
Okay.
I ain't gonna ask if you holding the hand all loose and you holding a conversation with a nigga.
Preach.
I'm gonna take your bitch. She chose up already. Now she want to go renegade? Go renegade, bitch.
At what point did she get the tattoo?
3 days after I fucked her.
3 days.
3 whole days. If anybody can do that shit, I don't care if you was married. I don't care if you was engaged, if your anniversary, if your bitch did that shit, then I'll stop singing I Miss You. But my whole thing is this, is that I love Gloria to death because she gave me a beautiful son.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So my whole thing is that I want to make sure that it's right. I love my son, Aaron Robin Hall IV, to death. I ain't seen him in 15 years, but I love him to death. We talk all the time. Gloria didn't do no bad thing to me. I thought she was older. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Sometimes I see a puppy on the field when I'm doing dog training. I think it's a year old or 2 years old, and it'd be like 8 months. So I don't know. Yeah. So when I saw her, everybody was trying to get at her.
Right.
Why y'all scared of her? I took her. I couldn't even talk. I had a speech impediment. Ask her.
So just again, all I'm just saying, I'm not here to champion none of this nonsense. This Aaron Hall, y'all know I don't listen to R&B, so I really don't know who this nigga is for real. Besides that, back in the day, people used to compare him to R. Kelly because both of them niggas was brown skin or dark skin, whatever complexion you want to call this nigga, with a bald head. So, I mean, that was his story. And I think Gloria Valentez, I think she threw Uncle Luke in it and was like, Uncle Luke, her, all of them people were grooming young girls back in the day. And Uncle Luke said, I don't even know how to spell grooming. And 2, I don't even know what grooming meant until just right now. And Uncle Luke went on his rant and was saying that, he ain't had to groom nobody. And whatever the case may be, people knew his thing. I don't necessarily know the whole stance of that situation, but I just know that was one clip of the Aaron Hall, John. I don't feel like looking for the other one, but dog, his storytelling is OD, and I don't necessarily know
Keith Murray beat.
Yeah, I don't care, because this shit is sober as October. Like Keith Murray was kind of like, you could tell when he talking, he tell his stories, he a little bit drunk or he high, whatever. This nigga is sober as October, and he is just talking crazy. Like that one story when he was sitting here saying, oh yeah, niggas that came to my house and everybody that watched me had sex from Diddy to whatever the case may be. And he was like, they already know I'm hung like or whatever. I'm like, oh my God, this nigga is going crazy. He was like, ain't nobody in the industry can sit here and say Jamie Foxx. I'm talking, he was naming, and the crazy thing is, all the dudes he named that seeing him take women to Pound Town, they literally on that, what was that, Friday, when all them names was called. That was, matter of fact, was on Thanksgiving Day. And all them names from Jamie Foxx to Cuba Gooding Jr., Diddy, and all these, for whatever that sex law that they got had going on in New York, where you can say whatever old stuff, bring it up. It literally seemed like everybody he said watched him get busy before literally got their name pulled up to the goddamn red carpet on Friday. And New York City, I don't necessarily know what y'all gonna do with y'all mayor because he definitely got his name thrown in there. Yeah. Between Thanksgiving and Black Friday, that was a net. They was just spilling everybody goddamn tea. They was taking everybody to whatever those lawsuits or whatever case may be. And I think realistically, a lot of Macy's dropped their deal with Diddy. I didn't necessarily know even Sean John was still in Macy's. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I think so.
I couldn't tell you the last time I've been to Macy's, but I mean, I don't even think people even wear Sean John, but I do think certain.
Yeah, some people do.
Maybe.
Yeah, it still be in stores. I've seen it.
So I guess then my question is, how long do you think Diddy can realistically, how long can he even last and still actually be Diddy with all of this smut on his name now? Because even just real quick, while you thinking about your answer, even for people that that liquor that he was that liquor company who he was going back and forth with the Deleon and the Ciroc, they was just like, this is the reason why they don't want to be in business with him no more. So that, and for them, realistically, whatever law, I guess whatever contract they probably still had with him or they needed to uphold or they were trying to figure out a loophole out. But going back to what you said about the Ja Morant thing, I'm sure branding and marketing wise, this is the perfect way for them to get out. Like, we can get from up under this contract, whatever we supposed to owe you or whatever, you know what I'm saying, just out for contract strength. Oh, you being brought up with these allegations is the easiest way for us to get out of business with you. And that's just like for Macy's, like you said, if you saying people, you still see it in the stores and you see people and some people still may wear it, then that, okay, boom, look how fast they dropped them like it was nothing. And realistically, I mean, of course, that's on brand for Macy's because it comes to, you get any of them allegations, if you was ever in one of them Macy's Day parades or anything, they're going to drop it because a lot of those corporations, and again, even just, I guess, tying it back into with the Josh Giddey thing a little bit, I think it's always different pockets of America realistically. And that's why I don't necessarily always want to make it a race thing, because I think sometimes it's even a classism thing, because there's some people like that upper class white America that go to like just live in that Chanel store and stuff like that, bro. They look down on some of that behavior, like a Oklahoma City behavior that people may put up with in Oklahoma City. Those upper echelon white people in New York City not going for none of that stuff. And that's why people like Macy's, of course, we're not doing no business with you. Because guess what? All those charges that Diddy brought up in, that ain't none of that with no white women. Those were black women. But still, guess what Macy's know? That don't align with our brand. Because we know older black people shop here. And we know upper and other white people shop here. We don't want our brand attached with none of that. And that's why I think I've seen a lot of people saying, well, damn, what is the Grammys going to do? Because people didn't got stripped for, took their names out for less. Even if it was the girl with, I think, was supposed to be in Scream 7, and she got like, I can't, because of course y'all know I don't really do the war in the Middle East thing like that. Whatever, I don't know nothing about what side you're supposed to pick. But she was just, I think they said she just posted on her Instagram story something like a ceasefire or something, and she lost her like her agency dropped her and everything.
I thought she was getting out because of one of the cast members.
Nah, her agency dropped her.
I thought she wasn't
like, because she was trying to take up for somebody else.
No. Like somebody else must have said something, and she said she don't want to be a part of it. That's what I thought it was.
No, but I know for a fact. I want to say her agency dropped her, and then I want to say the movie. I can't remember the complete details. Like I said, when I see those stories come up with that stuff, I just kind of skip it because I just like it's just certain places I'm like, I don't even want my brain to go there. I'm gonna mind my business. I'm not necessarily too familiar with it. I don't try to get too familiar with it. I just seen that she won't be in Scream 7. But yeah, like I said, I think just for on brand for a lot of them, I just kind of want to see how the music business, because of course I'm listening to the Breakfast Club today, and when they brought those topics up, Busta Rhymes was on it, and Busta Rhymes kind of like he skipped, he skipped out on that conversation.
A lot of people going to skip that conversation.
But that's when it goes back to just that rant I just had. It's just like, how long do you skip that conversation?
They're going to keep skipping this conversation until stuff really goes, you know what I'm saying? You see where it's going. You don't want to be in a line of that and they be like, oh, but damn, you was in this picture. So did you know? Or you was in the studio with him? Did you know? When they start putting that time frame and adding you on, you don't want to sit here and be like, yeah, well, such and such, because you're going to get tied into it. So yeah, I get why you don't want to speak on it.
So I mean, even with you just saying that, you're absolutely right, because realistically, that what was I guess some dude who used to be like the president or something that was worked at Bad Boys. he got also brought up on them charges over the weekend, and then Bad Boy as the label had to put out a statement saying, "Oh, he hasn't worked here over such and such however many years."
But see, that's my only thing with that whole thing with, and that's why a lot of that stuff probably is more believable.
He was a fitness trainer.
Yeah, so like I said, when you got all that stuff aligned, she started pulling out more names and putting out, that's like, because I think she had Sony, she had all them, she had a lot of those companies under it. So you don't want that smut on your name, and you gonna start, recollecting them. All right, now we need to part our ways from it. And so I think even with Diddy, I don't think it's gonna stop. I think it's just gonna keep snowfalling down.
So what I'm saying is, when do other labels pull? I mean, not pull, but other artists kind of like, I don't even want to be singing with pictures with this dude no more. I don't want to kind of be like even for Young Miami, like, you even kind of pay attention to like how she posts now. She kind of really trying to just like redirect people like a whole different way. Like, I even seen her post a joke the other day, like, and she ain't been on Twitter, but this was like on Instagram. And of course, I guess you can kind of, I didn't go look at her comments to see if she cut her comments off or she limit who could comment on her joke. But she even kind of was like, "Oh, what's your favorite Young Miami feature?" Like, nigga, are you serious? Like, who? No, what name? Nobody has a favorite Young Miami feature. Like, let's be serious, dog. Like, stop. Or like posted pictures with her kids, like they was coming out with like a pajama line. Like, all right, bro, you just in here playing in our face right now. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like for somebody who barely,
like I said, I don't see any of this coming out good for him right now. So.
And I guess, and we can wrap it up. But again, like I said, I kind of doubled down on my stance from last week, where I say I do kind of realistically, I kind of appreciate this stuff because I hope it helps people kind to, and which I know I'm sure it won't. And this is just me wishfully thinking, hoping people kind of put a better mind frame on just how important that whole just dating with the money situation is. And I'm sure realistically everybody gonna still keep chasing the bread, so it's not gonna do too much. But I mean, that's just me wishfully hoping it make people kind of like let me look for something a little bit different from just life in general. Like, I ain't about to just keep chasing.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, like I said, I know realistically it's just wishful thinking. I guess real quick, while we, I guess, all over the place, just highlight a little bit of sports over the wrap up. I just want to remind y'all know I'm glad to remind y'all. One, fly, the bird suit, the bird bowl is coming to fruition each and every week. And I just love to see all the analysts crumble at the feet of my man Jalen Hurts, where now it's just like, oh, he might be just the undisputed MVP at this point. I don't necessarily know, because that nigga right now look like Mr. Fourth Quarter. That boy look like it don't matter what the score is on the fourth quarter. And I'm not gonna hold you as somebody who bet on them every week. Oh my God, this boy be goddamn about to damn to get you a heart attack every week. Because that fourth quarter, it sound cute and it's just laughable after they get the W. But that whole time, and especially if you, because realistically, most games they going into as the favorite. So you got to take the spread. So it's just like, oh my God, they had to win by them. And I took them and the Ravens on a parlay and took the spread on both of them. So both of them had to win by 3 points or more. And of course the Eagles just barely won by 3 in overtime. Like, it just like that game. I'm in the gym. I'm like, oh, I'm about to call my workout. I stopped my workout like 20 minutes early, just sitting in the gym watching the game on the phone. And I'm just like, dog, this is a real live nail biter for no reason. Like, you ain't supposed, like, I ain't about to say, I can't say you ain't supposed to, because I'm not about to play. I'm not going to do like everybody else do Buffalo. I still think Buffalo is a good team. Their record may not show it this season, but I still don't think that you can just sneeze at them like that's a W on your record anytime you play them. I don't think that's realistically. But y'all know I wanted to hang my nuts on Justin Herbert. I mean, what's his boy name? Justin Herbert. I've been told y'all, like I said, I'm going to keep double down. I said he was trash all preseason, regular season, and now up to date. Is getting closer to the season. It's almost over. And Marcus even gave me some pushback. Oh, yeah, but his team, maybe whatever the case may be, he not no trash. Well, if y'all want to go off for numbers, y'all want to go off for stats. Last night, he looked like trash. Pure doo-doo. He had a chance to go back down that field and make something shake, and he couldn't make nothing shake. Final score for that Ravens Chargers game was 20-10. So that means he scored 1 touchdown. And don't get me twisted, Lamar Jackson ain't have a great game, but well, guess what Lamar Jackson always do? And the same thing with Jalen Hurts. When all else fails, if that ball ain't wrong, then that rain was crazy in Philly. Give me that rock and let me just do what I do. That's why I don't, and like I said, I promise you, for the 2023 going into 2024, I'm not going to try to make it a race thing, but I'm not going to lie. If your quarterback don't got wheels, bro, it's going to be rough for you. That winning column for the quarterback who's that Tom Brady, Peyton Manning model, that is old, dog. And I'm gonna tell you how you know it's old. Shout outs to Archie Manning. That's Peyton Manning and Eli Manning's nephew. And he's named after their dad because their dad name was Archie Manning. And he got in his first game. I don't know why they redshirted him or he didn't play. Oh, this literally was his first game this weekend. He played for Texas.
He didn't even start the game. Brought him in and they was up like 50 to
Yeah, something crazy. So he got into the game, first play. Guess what that boy? He got legs. Guess what he ate? He ate his uncle's. He ain't even one of his uncle's kids because that little nigga got legs. I was like, damn, this a man. If y'all know I'm a diehard Peyton Manning fan. I swear to God, I wish Peyton Manning could run half as fast as this little boy was running on Saturday night. He was getting up out of there. But like I said, you just need that. You need that formula quarterback. I don't care what y'all say. All jokes aside, Justin Herbert is just overrated, and the reason why he's overrated, the same reason why Malika Andrews won't say nothing about Josh Giddey. I don't care. Call a spade a spade. That's why he's trash, bro. Ain't no way in trust and believe. Every time it's guess what? Anytime, and I always tell Marcus this. Anytime Chicago Bears lose, look how they talk about Justin Fields or the Arizona Cardinals. They won tonight. Mm-hmm. Damn, I should have bet with them. I didn't because I'm not going to. I lost my faith on them a minute ago. But what was the final score? It was close. I know it had. Yeah, exactly. That's why I ain't bet with them. Exactly why I didn't bet. But like I said, they always just blame. They'll find a way to blame it on the quarterback. But for Justin Herbert, they'll blame it on the coach. Oh, they need to get rid of the coach. I don't even know how he still got a job. That's their favorite line. Real quick, and we can kind of just talk about the Steelers and then we can get on to something else. How you feel? I mean, y'all fired y'all offensive coordinator. What's his name? Matt Canada. You cool with that?
I've been wanting it.
Do you feel like watching that game last week, or the game that just passed, y'all played Cincinnati, do you feel like you could see a huge difference between firing the coordinator and having them?
Yeah. Because like I said, that the way you structure your plays, the plays you pick, that's on the quarterback can't just go out there and just do whatever he wants.
But do you feel like realistically, and the only reason why, I kind of agree and I kind of disagree because I feel like if your quarterback is elite, I feel like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, even Patrick Mahomes.
After years being in the league, but he's only in his second year. You still not going to, even when Ben had him, a lot of the play calls and they was doing, Ben did a lot of audibles when he called plays.
So for you, so you feel like for younger quarterbacks, the coaching and the coordinators count more than they do with the elite older quarterbacks.
Yeah, because like I said, Ben get up there, he's going to do.
He's going to do him. He regardless.
Do him. I won Super Bowls. I don't. Yeah, I'm
gonna do.
You going to tell me just no? I'm on the field. I see what it did. But you got a young rookie quarterback coming in there. You're going to have to listen to the coach. You can't just do whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Of course. I mean, I ain't gonna disagree. Like I said, I'm not a Steelers fan, but I
just picking plays is taking your confidence from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, just do this.
Of course, and I think realistically, I think that's that was one of the pushbacks a lot of people was given, even for Mac Jones with the Patriots, where they felt like him keep getting benched. I think he didn't got benched like 4 games so far this season. Like the last 4 games, he didn't got benched. And they be like, no, what confidence is he going to have? You basically might as well just bench him for the rest of the season because what confidence is he going to have left after you keep like, all right, we're going to bench you this game, then we're going to start you again, then we're going to bench you. Like you keep doing that to somebody, you mentally, it's kind of almost like if you was in a relationship. One day you wake up, call your girl fat and ugly, then the next day you telling her you love her. Like, huh? Like, nigga, make your mind up. Like, it kind of don't make no sense. But again, that Bird Bowl is getting closer and closer. I'm gonna keep y'all intact. Right now, the Philadelphia Eagles is 10-1, and the Baltimore Ravens is 9-3. So, like I said, it is what it is.
And I told you it's gonna be a lot of teams with 5 losses.
It's gonna make the playoffs?
Yeah.
And what, the AFC or the NFC?
The AFC. We're 6-4. 7-4. But everybody after that is 5.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know if they're gonna make it though.
Yeah,
let that load. Well, we keep talking about because we don't use it. I don't. Because we looked at it last week. Let's look at it again this week to give it an update. But I don't. AFC. I'll just the NFL. We just do NFL standings. NFL standings. Where we in the AFC, right? Okay, so the Dolphins division, they are 8-3, and then the Bills is the next team, and they 6-6. How I get? Oh my bad, I hit the wrong thing. The Chiefs is 8-3. The Broncos is 6-5. I don't think you could. So you think you could lose more than 5 games to still get in there? It can't be because the Ravens is 9-3.
There's gonna be teams in there.
So listen, I don't. I don't know because you got to think about. So how many? What is it? 8 teams per jump.
Mhm.
So okay, the
Colts right now is 6-5.
So okay, the top. Listen to what you're saying. It's okay. The top 4 teams all 8-3, or all got 3 losses because the Ravens got one. They won one more game. So the Ravens is 9-3. The Chiefs is 8-3. The Dolphins is 8-3. The Jaguars is 8-3. So those would be the first 4 teams in, and then the next one y'all will be in. Y'all 7-4. So I mean, I guess 5 will right now because 5 will be in.
But that's what I'm saying. So the Colts right now is 6-5. They will be in it too, I think.
Well, but I don't know because their division. So I guess it would go to who lost the most games because they 6-5 and the Texans 6-5, and then the Broncos and then I was saying the Broncos 6-5. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you might be right. I don't necessarily know. I guess 5 right now is the bar, but I don't necessarily know if you can lose. How many more games you think you can lose after 5? Because look how tight it is. Even just in that Colts and Texans division, both of them 6-5, and like you just said, the Broncos on a 5-game winning streak, and they 6-5.
That's why I said there's going to be teams in there with 5 losses.
Yeah, and before we do switch gears, I do want to give Russell Wilson some credit and some kudos and some round of applause because they didn't turn their season around crazy, and they on a 5-game winning streak right now.
And Sean Payton.
Yeah, and of course they're gonna give him the credit anyway. But I'm just saying for Russell Wilson yesterday looked like Russell Wilson,
Right.
even when he was pulling the ball down, running it,
coaching not to utilize.
I'm not trying to take away from the coach, but I do think you have to sometimes with some players, especially when you do that pull down and you get the patting it with your feet. That's in you. That ain't no coach can't call that because the coach ain't. The coach. You take a sack, because I think realistically to it, don't pull the ball down no more. And that's kind of to me is probably. Of course, you're doing it out of health and safety protocol. You don't want him to sit here and be taking a bunch of sacks, or you don't want him to be running. So that's why I realistically this season Tua has damn near been a pocket quarterback. You ain't seen Tua pull it down and run at all, and he got legs where he can pull it down and run. But of course, after bouncing back from all those concussions last season, I understand why he don't want to run, but I do feel like it's kind of hindering him. At the same time, it's just like, dang dog, you probably really need to pull it down a little bit. But it is what it is. We don't have to stay on the sports too long. That's all I wanted to do. But I do want to play this clip of this young lady because this is going viral, and she also defended herself as well. But I'm gonna play the original clip first, and then I'll play her defending herself.
And when I opened the door, my man was at my front door, and I was like, "Oh, right." And then he hit me with the Rico. He pulled the flowers out, and I was like, "Wow, this is different, right?" So I'm not even paying attention. I brush past this, trying to walk down the steps and get to the door, right? Because I'm not paying attention. I'm just so not used to it, and it just hasn't I just didn't have a lot of practice. He opened my car door, I get inside, he closed the door, I immediately went to my group chat. It's weird.
Did you say he opened your car door?
High five. No. Now let me explain, right? Let me explain. By the time we got to the restaurant, my follow-up text was, y'all, that's my bad. I just realized and all that stuff we be talking about, we don't really want it. And I felt like he technically did everything that we be saying we be wanting. In my mind, instinctively, my first thought was he corny. But he really did everything they. And when I opened the door, my man was at my front door. And I was like, "Oh, right?" And then he hit me with the Rico.
Real quick, just because I couldn't, and shout outs to somebody in the chat because they followed up and said it. I didn't know who necessarily. I forgot the dude name. His name is Tariq Nasheed, the dude I was talking about on Twitter. And then they brought up and sit here and said Deshaun Watson didn't get charged with nothing either, and they made him sit out a whole season. So like I said, they got their picks, and I think sometimes again the writing be on the wall, and it's just I get it. Sometimes we cool with just getting in line and not saying nothing. But I appreciate shout outs to the YouTube chat for somebody for acknowledging what we was talking about earlier. But again, like I said, I'm gonna play the follow-up clip of her explaining herself where she felt like she went wrong because they was tearing her up. Like, because when all the blogs started you say certain things on the podcast, but when the blogs pick it up and they take you kind of out of context and people don't really know you or know your and y'all know I say that all the time, even while I pick and choose what clips I want to post, because if anybody do pick them up, you kind of want to pick up the ones that's a little bit more favorable to you where you don't have to do what she doing right now.
You've probably seen this video of me calling this guy corny because he came to my house with flowers on a first date. I then made another video, for those of you who didn't fully watch the first one, taking accountability and saying he wasn't corny, I just didn't like him. And how we have to start dating people we like. And the men were still mad. So this person leaves a comment basically saying she took accountability in your first and second video. Do you want black women to be held accountable or do you want revenge? So this person says she's the type to say it's no good men out here and only date the Pookies and the Ray Rays and la 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 la. To which I follow up with offering him $100 if he can find a video saying any of these things on my page. I'm still waiting. A lot of y'all saw my videos on these red pill pages and thought I was one of those girls. I'm not. You used that one little piece of the video to validate why you already don't like women. You got triggered because you've been the guy used for a food date. But instead of acknowledging that there's a woman pushing accountability, saying to date men they actually like, you trying to get your lick back in the comments. Because the girls you encounter who look like me treated you that way, and now you're trying to get your shit off on me. That's cool. But you really need to go talk to the lady, because that's crazy. Also, I'm still waiting. By now, you've probably seen this.
So again, like I said, shout out to her because that's the same young lady we played maybe a couple weeks ago when she used the Popovich line for whatever when she was explaining why you should take dating advice from her because they was kicking her saying why take dating advice from a woman who is single, and she used the Popovich analogy. We played it like I said a couple weeks ago, maybe like a month ago now, but realistically. And I do like the cleanup she did because that original junk sound crazy. And I think realistically, I think two things could be right. I do think realistically, most men, when you do see those clips, they trigger you because she's absolutely right. You have been that nice guy and you got ran over before. And I can admit, I've been that nice guy before and you got ran over before. You may not have necessarily been the food, when somebody's phone is the food guy, but you may have just got finessed for the longer play. So you feel some type of way. So as soon as you see that, he pulled up with the flowers and this, that, and the third, and you was kind of like, oh, he weird. That sure initially will trigger anybody if you not, because like I said, I've already been following her now for at least a month. So her content wouldn't trigger me originally, but she's a nice looking woman. So of course, if you a dude and you ever got played by a nice looking woman, or that's the type of woman you feel like look wise may be the step above the next level you're trying to get to when it comes to dating, I get how it can hurt your feelings. I can get how you sit here and have your panties in a bunch and you see it, and then you kind of want to get in her comment section and go crazy on her because realistically, your pride and ego won't allow you to really go crazy on the person who played with you like that. And you probably really want to. So anytime you see these type of stuff on social media and it trigger you, you want to go crazy in the comment section. Because that's what it be. Like, we keeping it a buck. 9 times out of 10, that's really what it be. That's what be getting people so geeked in the comment section to go crazy on people, because the person you really want to get this message off towards, you don't have the balls to send it to them.
My only question: are they saying she's wrong for what she said to the girls, or just the way she just jumped to? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is she?
I think it's both. I think it's both. It's one, because your first initial reaction was when he came with the flowers or he was at the door. You know, like how because of course those little conversations have been trending before. Oh, no, dudes don't come to, like, when they come to pick you out on a date, a dude just call you like, hey, I'm outside, come to the car. In which realistically, and to be honest, most of us do, because guess what? 9 times out of 10, most of y'all don't live in a good neighborhood. I'm not parking my car and walking you. Bring your behind to the car. You're absolutely right. And
right. But the only thing about that, I feel like, it's the way you look at it. And a lot of females do see you, this nigga corny. He just trying, impress me and try to get in the drawer. You know what I'm saying? Like, but which one do you want? Do you want me to be the sweetheart? You want me to be like, bitch, hurry up and get them on, let's go. We about to, like, which one do you really want? Because you do have a lot of females who be like, oh, he opened my door. I don't know what the hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, you surprised by it because you're not used to it.
Oh, okay.
So you do call people corny for doing stuff like that.
Of course. So realistically, and so it's so funny. I had this conversation on here before, but sometimes, I repeat myself sometimes when I'm talking, and that's why I like women with miles already on their body, because guess what? You have dealt with enough dudes who never had flowers for you, never gave you no real, not saying you ain't never been on nice dates before, but you haven't had that full experience when we talk about the flowers and all that other stuff. So you need somebody to sit here and say, I've been dogged out enough. I've been on enough just random little food dates. I'm tired of just the normal. So now I will appreciate it. But then again, what she's saying is, and she caught herself and she said, I guess she even said she been to therapy, so she understands that she's the problem. Or realistically, but this was before therapy, she even texted her homegirls and was like, hey, I am the problem. I just don't like this dude. And most people go on dates because you want something to do. It's for the dang, what was the word that this girl was using with me earlier today? It's a performance.
Illusion?
No, it's not delusion. It's
the illusion.
Yeah, the illusion. The illusion of, hey, somebody taking me out. Oh, I'm out on this nice day. I'm at this 5-star restaurant because everybody wants to put on the illusion that everybody, I get this princess treatment all the time. And realistically, yes, you may get it all the time, but is it from people you actually like? Because if you don't like them, guess what? You still don't value it. And you still sitting here looking for, that's why you still be in relationships or dating somebody, and you still on Tinder, or you still on whatever these dating apps are that y'all on. And that's what it be realistically. So I appreciate her for one, acknowledging, even in that whole text process of, oh, he not corny, I just don't like him. But then again, so realistically, and I guess the bigger story is just stop accepting dates from everybody. That's why I told y'all, I gotta sit here almost know that I'm going to crack before we even go on a date. We had to build up some type of rapport where I don't feel like we just wasting time off the rip. Take your time. You ain't got a speed rush, dog. Niggas be literally, as soon as you get somebody, think about it. And I'm sure people are tired of these conversations because I'm tired of even having them. But as soon as you get somebody's number, the first thing, oh yeah, when you try and go out?
Okay, but my question, right? For you as a guy, do you see here initially be like, oh, why am I fucking my head? Do you just break it off or you just see it through?
I haven't had no date that bad where it's just like, damn, why am I here? Nah, because after you there, you gotta be almost committed to the game now. Like if you, and especially for not even, I'm not even gonna speak from even before I got my brain to where it's at now. I'm talking about even when I'm just geeking, just trying to go out on dates or trick off a little bit just so I can get the cheeks. After I make that a first initial down payment on whatever the case may be, if it sounds crazy, but it's just a fact. It's a down payment, nigga. It's a down payment on how long it's gonna take me to get where I'm going. I'm here. I'm in the game now. Coach, you done sub me in. I'm going to play this thing out until I either foul out or until I win the game, dog. And that's just the facts. And that's why again, I always sit here and say, I don't value like how people hold going on dates to like some high pedestal, bro. That's nothing if you really got some paper. And I ain't even gotta say you really got no paper. If I don't got nothing, no other responsibilities. If I go to work every day, like every normal adult person, I don't have no real responsibilities. And how much do I really care about spending this money to go on dates, especially if I'm just that horny? And if that's my end goal, if my end goal is just to be able to sit here and say, oh, I hit,
you're gonna see it through.
You're gonna see it through. And then again, and then we can, like I said, we can switch back to another topic. We can go to somewhere else. But again, that's why I always say, ladies, how you value the going on dates thing, I don't necessarily think it's key. I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep telling y'all that. Y'all think it's this is the bar, this not the bare minimum. You have to say what you may think is the stars. It may not necessarily be the stars, especially if I got it. Or if I'm just geeking that bad. You had to think about those niggas sit here and pay. Think about all the subscriptions and stupid stuff you pay for already. If I'm that geeked and I'm that horny, or just think about how many people got OnlyFans pages and it's something you be like, oh, somebody actually signed up for this? But that's let you know how horny the world is, though. It's that many horny dudes out here did for a fact that I'm sure everybody has seen somebody with an OnlyFans page, and you be like, there's no way somebody paying to see this. And somebody paying to see it.
You can't be mad at it. I mean, like I said, you can't be mad at it because it's everybody for somebody.
Yeah, it's everybody for somebody. So, like I said, I don't know how we got all the way over there. The conversations kind of always go anywhere. I guess we can get into T. I don't want to play the clip of the T.I. and his son thing because it's just hard on the ears. It's just a bunch of yelling, and it's kind of like OD. But I get, you know what the crazy thing is, because I try to be like, I'm not mad at T.I. or Tiny for neither one of them kind of just literally just knocking this little boy out because y'all done had so much.
You got to be careful.
That's what I'm about to say. Of course, especially in this.
Be careful.
But in this, he's of age.
I understand he's of age, but you also got to be careful. Like he even said in that video, you know what y'all was out there doing. You know what you was doing. You got to be careful with some of these, some stuff you do. Because you can go ahead, I'm tired of him running his mouth, whoop his ass, and then he really go out there and, spill the beans on you. And then now you caught him the fucking fire.
Yeah, of course.
So you do got to be careful. Like I said, he's mouthy. He definitely, he wanted his attention. But he also said, well, y'all think I lived there. I was with grandma. Why was he with grandma? Oh,
Yeah.
y'all was running fucking swingers club in the
No,
house.
but I can't say that because I mean they kind of even defended that even in those clips where they was kind of like, yeah, of course you want to go. I mean, I think every kid had done it. Even just from when we joked about it when I wanted to run away from home and first place you gonna go to if you ain't got nowhere else to go is go to your grandparents' house. I mean, of course, because that luxury and that differently, I think for everybody who's been raised by a half. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure it's different for people where grandma actually had to play mom. I'm not talking about that grandparents. I'm talking about the grandparents who are just actually freely to get to see you when your parents just need a break. Dog, that is a completely different atmosphere. So I'm not about to put that on them and be like, oh, because they wanted to be swingers. Because let's be clear, I'm sure at the height of T.I.'s career, I don't think he would at that. I don't think they had time to be running around to no swingers club and doing all that other crazy stuff. And when T.I. was like T.I.,
Yeah.
how when you gonna have time?
Bring it to you. You bring it to you. What you mean you don't have time? Nigga, you have time to have sex. What do you mean? Bring it to you.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's just to what extent? Because even like when you hear some of these stories, like even let's just if you bounce back a little bit to the Diddy thing, Diddy is not an artist, so he don't have that same. Hey, I gotta go do these interviews. I gotta do all like if I'm just a producer or I'm just a CEO, like I don't have to be hands on and do interviews or have to go to the shows and do all this other thing. But when you're saying an artist like T.I., I don't know. I don't necessarily know how much free time you got.
Okay, you do. You got free time.
I mean, you say so.
It ain't like he in it. Like when he do his interviews, or whatever. I'm in there. Okay, I'm in there for 30 minutes, an hour to them. All right, done. Go do this. Boom, boom, boom. You do have time in between. Like I said, if once you have the money, you have the accessibility for whatever you want to do around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, no, yeah, I think we speaking on two different times. I'm saying with T.I. as T.I. the artist, and you thinking about let's just play I guess a hot game of hypotheticals. Let's just say when T.I. was T.I., if he was coming to DC to do interviews, and this is before Pocket, we talking about just radio. I gotta go with KYS, I gotta go with 95.5, and then I still gotta go up to the Baltimore jump.
Mm-hmm. And you still
I still got to perform in my show.
Right.
And you got to think about it. And we talking about when T.I. was T.I., that means I got an hour and some performance.
Right, but I'm not necessarily saying you bringing it home or you doing what. But at the end of the day, you have time to do what you indulge in. You not just straight work. That's why some of them, I don't be in the studio till 5 in the morning or whatever the case may be, because you're doing other things. So I don't think you just strictly like, I don't have time for this. That's how they end up with kids. That's how you end up with,
I guess
groupies from the clubs. Like that's how you end up with those type of things.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
My thing is, I get it. He run his mouth a little too much. You need to, check him. But if you ain't checked him by now and he don't feel like he could just say what he say, I would be careful with it because you don't know what he might put out there,
I mean, yeah, but I just after a certain stage, you're still a man, dog. It's like how much disrespect can I take from somebody that, oh, you here because of me? You have lived a certain lifestyle because the risks I taken. We talking about, and this is not one of those.
But like he said, even in that, he said, "Well, I didn't choose to live this lifestyle. That's why I wanted to be a grandma because I didn't want to be negated. I wanted to be in the hood. I wanted to be outside. You have, like I said, you have those kids who have that.
I mean, I hear you, but I think all of that sounds cool, and I think I give all that a pass if he was still a teenager. If he was just a rebellious teenager, we talking about somebody in their 20s now.
In his 20s?
I mean, I don't know. Let's Google just to be the right age, but I'm sure he got to be if he ain't 20, he got to at least
graduated.
He got to at least be 19, dog.
I thought he just graduated.
So what's this boy named King Harris?
Yeah,
19.
Okay.
So yeah, he old enough. He old enough to get popped in the mouth one time. Like you might got a Draymond Green him.
Hey. Do what you gotta do, big fella.
And I guess just because we brought up Draymond Green, shout outs to Draymond Green for he kind of doubled down on this joint. Like he said, those my brothers. I don't care what y'all talking about. I just don't want the NBA to keep holding my past against me. But I'm gonna rock and roll for my brothers whenever. I'm not mad at it. I'm never not going to respond that way if somebody's picking a fight with Clay, any of my brothers. I'm just not gonna pick. So I'm not mad at him for that one. And I don't think they're going to ever stop suspending him for his, because your past is your past, and they're going to kind of, it's almost your resume, and that kind of realistically, that tough guy enforcer role, it kind of, that's Draymond Green, it's sad to say, but that's who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is probably even one of the reasons why the Warriors was cool with paying you and getting rid of Jordan Poole, because that is who you are. I don't think the Warriors want you to change, and then that's again sometimes when you kind of can't let the media.
I don't think nobody wants you to change, but I just feel like, how can I say it? I guess tone down the extracurricular. Like, I don't mind you doing what you're doing, but then you running around, jumping up on, waiting, you know what I'm saying? Like, you egging him on, like, oh, you ain't going, you know what I'm saying? Like, you making like you untouchable, but you are touchable.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't necessarily. I mean, I guess I don't necessarily know how he can tone it down, but so much because I mean, it's still like I mean, that's what make Draymond.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, when I first
What happened? You said who won what?
The Bears won the game without scoring a touchdown.
Oh, yeah, see, that's why I ain't bet with them niggas. That's too tricky. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
A truth for dare? Alexis, you named your son Bentley and took an Uber here. The gun hot. Nigga, that white Jew smoking dumb rocks. Yeah, she look like Nicki Minaj now. He gonna wake up the Meat Mill mug shot. Why they call you lucky, bitch? What exactly is you lucky with? You a single mother who struggled to get them huggies, bitch. You gonna need green clovers and punch buggies to get a lucky hit. You probably was better off as an abortion or in a coffin stiff, or if your mother would have hawked a dick and coughed and spit. How long before you were born your pops called it quits? Mom at the photo appointment sick. Mad because your dad was never in the portrait pics. You lose a truth for dare?
Oh my God, dog. I swear to God. That's why I'm not gonna lie. You have to respect people who do battle rap to a whole different level. Cause bro, that level of disrespect, you gotta literally just stand there and take it. And what if you don't really got no bars to come back from that? Cause though you gotta think about it. Just one, you gotta think about how to keep your calm and your composure. And then you got to still think about how you're going to deliver your next round to make people forget how crazy she just went on you.
Okay, but I never watched none. I mean, besides 8 Mile and shit like that, I never watched them battle raps. But you know who? But if I'm saying, but you know who you battling, right? It's not like,
it's just the crazy thing is
a card.
No, it's a card. So it's just like, so I'm gonna just break it down because it may be other people just like you who just not really into battle rap. They literally treat it, especially the bigger the battler is. Some of them treat it like boxing, where they may only take three battles a year. Just like a boxer, like a boxer may only fight 3 times a year. No, of course, some of them get greedy with the money, and then that's when people get like they'll come up with like let's use some of the people on Wild 'N Out. So people probably know, if y'all watch Wild 'N Out, you may know who Charlie Clips is. He from Harlem, and he was big at URL, and that's the Smack Battle League. So realistically, when he started to get bigger, and I guess like on some of the people contract, you only can battle in one league. But then some of them who may be in there for a longer time, you may not be on stricter contracts. So you may be able to go pick up battles other places. So they may sit here and do 10, 15 battles a year. And don't get it twisted where it waters down because then people like Charlie Clips where people always be like, okay, he always got like most battles are 3 rounds. And they'll be always like, oh, he got to fire 2 rounds, but then his 3rd round is always kind of mid.
Okay, so like I said,
Yeah, no, you know, so for sure, of course.
It's not like just any random just got up there and I don't.
No, yeah, for sure. Okay. So you can do your research, and so that's why sometimes they get so personal because okay, let's just sit here and say I've been planning for. Let's say I knew I was gonna get this battle in June, and the battle don't come up until December or November, so I knew I was about to get this battle. I literally had 5 or 6 months to prepare for this battle, so I can get. And of course, let's be realistic. I mean, you talking about most of these people in their late 20s, 30s, some of them may be closer to their 40s, like Murder Mook and them. You've been in how many relationships? And I'm sure you ain't do everybody relationship. Y'all ain't end on the best terms. Yeah. So I can get some dirt from you. And you got to think about it, some of them, like for somebody like a Murder Mook and them niggas getting paid in the upwards of the thousands. Like some of them, I don't know, some of them may be lying about, some of them be like, oh, I'm getting 100,000. But let's just be real. Even for some of the bigger battles, I think the price is more believable. Maybe like 40, 50, 60,000. Mm-hmm. But you think about it, if I'm getting paid 60,000 and I know you got an ex that don't like you, I can give her 2. I can give her 2 racks to sit here and give me some tea that nobody else don't got. But that's how it be. And the crazy thing is, like when and I guess that's the only difference between battle rap may be the only sport where it's kind of like it can still be competitive, man versus woman, as long as the woman is elite. Because if she know how to do, like some of them women, like it's like,
is it fair?
Yeah, because some of them hit low. Because you got to think.
Okay, so nothing is off limits.
Oh, hell no.
Nothing is off limits. Okay, so but that's what I'm saying.
But everybody take it differently because that's why sometimes it go where it spill out for, like, let's just say for Mad Papa is popular like now on YouTube for podcasting, but his big claim to fame for a long time was because he then popped off on people at these events where he done got into fights, and that's what he was known for, almost like, oh, you say the wrong thing to Math, he gonna pop off on you. So for that, for some people, they can't take it. So they have, so some of these fights, sometimes it be even big battles where they end up becoming in physical altercations. Mm. But then some people are professional and they can just take it on the chin and they can, it is what it is. And some people used to maybe like in a rap group or they used to be friends or whatever case may be. So then that spill over because
somebody just, was it Cassidy, I think? They was doing a face-off or something like that and he was like, stop, you don't really know me.
Yeah, it was Cassidy, and I want to say that he battled Slim that was on Wild 'N Out. He might have, I can't remember, but Cassidy did that did happen on the face off. So that's my point. So that's even how big battle rappers got, where they do the face off just like boxing. They, you know what I'm saying? Like that's their version of maybe like, I guess not necessarily doing the 20 for 20s, but those, I mean not 20, whether the 24 hour, the all access, they'll do a face off, and them face offs be like an hour and some change. And they put them on YouTube.
So how long can you go before you like, all right, never's enough, motherfucker?
It depends, because we say if I know for a fact I got 3 strong rounds, then you got to keep it professional, because I'm still here. Like, I mean, especially if I know this is how this will pay my bills, you got to still think about this. Still a business too. You can't kind of just be like, I'm about to be on some hood ghetto stuff and just allow this to mess my money up. Because let's be real, it's just like even a band, like with certain bands. Or even like, I'm not about to book this person for the venue because my venues always get shut down because somebody always in a shootout or whatever case may be. I mean, it's still a business. These people are still promoters, so you don't want that smut on your name neither.
Gotcha.
Especially if you think about, let's just say if you kind of in the mid tier, you may be getting 20, 15,000. If I can get that 3 times a year, shit, I'm good money, and that's all I'm doing for. I can still get a regular job if I want to. It's only 45 minutes. So I don't necessarily know how crazy you want to mess it up, but I can't find the clip. And I ain't got to really look for it, but it is. And it was just funny that this story was floating around. It was Alexis, Skyy. She was on a podcast. I can't remember what podcast she was on, but they brought up the Brittany Renner thing. And she was just basically sitting here saying the body situation, she should be able to keep it quiet. Like she shouldn't. Matter of fact, I'm going to play it because I feel like sometimes it just don't do no justification to not play it. Here you go.
Brittany Renner, right? And she was talking about 35 bodies.
I'm sure people got past 35.
That's what I'm thinking.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be real. That's not nobody's business.
But she might be empowered.
But that's disgusting. And that's like very
35 bodies is disgusting or expressing?
No, I didn't say the 35 bodies.
Saying it.
Because half of the world probably has more than 35 bodies. Let's be real.
That's what I'm saying.
We ain't going to sit here and act like, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to knock her for like she just a whore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Which,
But she might be a whore too, but who cares?
Yeah, I mean, she She can be a whore, but I'm
I
saying
was a whore too. I mean, hey,
listen, I don't judge nobody. I'm not
just saying.
judging her. I'm just saying that she can be just be a quiet whore. Just be quiet. There's no need to like
undercover freak.
But why are you telling the world? You know what I'm saying? That's nasty to me.
It was acts. It's fun.
Even if you had 100, even if you had 100 bodies, that's not nobody's business. And I don't think that's even cute or tasteful for a man to even hear. What you do is what you do. Because like I said, there's people that probably have more bodies than her. So we can't, who are we to judge Brittany? I don't know her. I just don't care for the things that come out her mouth as a woman.
Brittany Renner.
Of course. So, and the crazy thing is, and sometimes I can't remember, but I'm almost 100% positive we didn't talk about it, but I'm sure it was on. I think we were supposed to talk about this. I think it was on a list. Alexis Skyy, I think I told y'all this before. I was kind of on the fence with her when she was.
We talked about it.
We did?
Because Lil Duval was the one.
Okay, but yeah, it's a different. We did talk about that part, but so this is a different conversation. Literally after that Lil Duval situation, and after whatever how he said she was cleaning up her image, and that's I guess why somebody sent it to me. They sent me this and sent me the clip of her sitting here saying, I guess her back and forth with some girl on, I don't know who the other girl was, but some back and forth with her and some girl on social media where the girl was just like, it's crazy that I guess the girl is whatever dude Alexis Skyy used to date, she is dealing with now. And was just like, it's crazy. You went from the main to now you just a happy side chick. You constantly, you be on social media faking like you this new person, you super religious or whatever the case may be, but you still in my dude DMs. So with all that being said, don't get it wrong. Alexis Skyy had a clapback. She screenshot the DMs, and the dude was being super thirsty in her DM. And then Alexis Skyy never said nothing else after that. But again, I'm just bringing it back to this clip right here. It's kind of crazy where you sitting here calling. I'm sure people, and I don't necessarily know if anybody. I don't know who Alexis Skyy bodies or whatever the case may be. But if we going off of just social media presence and how you portray yourself on social media, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say people probably would put Alexis Skyy in the whole conversation before Brittany Renner.
But I get what she was saying in there. We don't need to know that you had 35.
Yeah, but guess what? Listen, the difference between Alexis, the difference between Brittany Renner having that conversation with speaking, and people get upset because Brittany Renner is so blunt with her conversational piece. But even with what Brittany Renner says out her mouth, I'm sure don't trigger people to judge her as much as people did when Alexis Skyy used to have her Instagram a certain way. Because if it didn't, you wouldn't have to make no change like that.
Well, no, because I mean, we looked at her. You saying okay? We looked at her page more because of the way she dressed.
Because 90% of the time, Alexis Skyy was half naked on her Instagram page.
But even like I said, with you, I never heard her talk or whatever, and when I first listened to the Shannon Sharp one, and I was just like, really? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she sounds, airheadish or whatever the case may be. And I get like, all right, who she tell with. But my thing is, you shared that information. It wasn't asked for. I like, that's something like, all right, why'd you even have to say that? But you said, like, I know you told me before she says whatever she, out her mouth. But I'm just like, but you shared the information where we didn't ask.
Yeah, okay, but I hear what you're saying, but I still think realistically in this generation, in this day and age, I think people will judge you even more off of not even necessarily what you say, it's off of your actions. Because it's just like, if I go to your page and you have, let's be real, dog, every women.
But ain't she, don't she do the same thing, right?
Hell no.
You sure?
No, listen, no. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Brittany Renner don't have no half naked pictures on her page, but one, Brittany Renner ain't as physically built like Alexis Skyy. Alexis Skyy got, let's be real, Alexis Skyy got a bigger butt, got bigger titties, wider hips, all of that. So we both can be half naked, but the girl half naked, we're like Coyle Ray. Like when we talk about Coyle Ray.
Then that's not a fair debate then, because basically what you about to sit here and say, I pay attention to you more because you got more ass and titties. Well, we both doing the same thing, but I'm more. You're going to see mine's more because it's bigger. That's not fair if we both doing the same thing, right?
Yes and no, because it's just like the same reason why people can kind of just look at Coyle Ray and just be like, all right, whatever. You kind of may not be as lustful over it as if you see a half naked Cardi picture or you see a half. No. I hear you. Like I even said with the whole Busta Rhymes when we was talking about that.
If she was shaped like Megan, it would be an issue because
for sure, of course.
Niggas. But that's what I'm saying. It's not fair. If we both doing the exact same thing, but you just more attracted to me because I got more ass. That's not fair. You know what I'm saying? Like we both doing the same thing.
But the crazy thing is, my thing is, I don't necessarily even know if I can't sit here and say that if we did a poll, I don't necessarily know people would say they find Alexis Skyy more attractive than Brittany Renner. I don't think so. And even just if we talk about the caliber of men that rumored to be dating Brittany Renner compared to the men rumored that Alexis Skyy, I think Brittany Renner kind of in a different conversation. And I think that's why she's been interviewed by the Shannon Sharps, the Cam Newtons, and every other big person in that podcast space. Like Brittany Renner had her back at even, but just think about it. Brittany Renner, I'm sure you wasn't listening to Joe Budden podcast at that time, but even early in his show, he had like back in the day, like he had back and forth with Brittany Renner, and they was going back and forth by name. Like he wasn't discreetly talking about her because she was big enough in that space that you had to address her by name. So it's just like I say, I don't know. I just feel like that conversation, and again, like I said, even with the Alexis Skyy thing to me, even seeing her and that girl had that back and forth, it's just like and I'm not mad at the way where you want your brand to go. It's cool, of course, because it's the evolution. You want to change. You want to, even if I don't never want to disturb nobody away from getting right with whatever religious beliefs you have. But sometimes it's just like you got to be very careful on how you portray it, because it will come off very still hypocritical, and people won't get to see you do the steps. Even perfect examples, and I always bring this up, just for me, even financially, how big of a hit that was of sitting here saying, if I want to post scriptures every morning, I can't do me personally, how I feel, I can't still throw parties at the strip club, because I can't sit here and say every morning I'm gonna post these scriptures and then later on in the day, because let's say if this is the last thing I post every night is a stripper joke, those two gonna overlap each other every day and night. Every morning this is scripture, but before you got to this, it was some half-naked girl like that. And that's just for me personally. That's just my personal beliefs, because if you want to sit here and try to lead people to get right, you gotta sit here and lead by example. And I feel like Alexis Skyy was trying to too fast to try to make people believe in something brand new without actually putting in the steps. That's just like, again, like if you want to sit here and become a personal trainer, but you still ain't meet your physique goal yet, you can't. Don't get it twisted. You may get some people who may be motivated just because they just need that extra person to hold their hand, but somebody who tight on spending that dollar and really trying to they really don't want to pay for a personal trainer, so they need the total package. They need you to be able to talk to them a certain way, and you got to look a certain way. Well, you can't become a personal trainer until you get to that walk. And I think that's just, to me, that was always the huge red flag with me with Alexis Skyy, and it was just always just so funny. She was doing it at the same time as Blac Chyna, and if we go look at the two, Blac Chyna looked like she a little bit more serious with that walk. Even if you go watch when Blac Chyna go do interviews or whatever now, she be fully dressed. You know, like it's sad, but we judge people off of that stuff. I know how bad people don't want it to be, but I mean, that's just, it is what it is. The same way when we originally started this conversation, when we talking about the ceiling fan thing. I mean, not the fan, but the phone, the cell phone on the ceiling. It's a difference. It's a difference between where the demon's willing to take it and where you not willing to take it because you gotta go to work tomorrow. So it's just a little bit different. What else is hot on the? Oh, you were real quick, why? Because we did bring up Busta Rhymes. I did listen to that Busta Rhymes project, and I guess my only, I guess, critique would be it's too many songs where I feel like the youngest got the best of Busta.
But you should.
Nah,
you should.
Because
the only reason why I say that, and remember we had the conversation yesterday, and I was telling you, like, even with Busta has always been known for his features, videos. Not really, like I said, his own singles. Yes, he had singles, but like a whole solid project. I was just, me looking for Busta. I'm Busta on features. So for you to sit here and say they getting the best of him, but I feel like that should be, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be letting the old man wash you.
Yeah, but okay, but the reason why I disagree with it, because it's just like what Busta did. Let's be clear, what he did. That's what I kind of would want from Wayne. Like I'm cool with, like, okay, letting the young people lead. Like if I'm gonna do an album and I'm gonna have a bunch of young features on it, let it sound like a Quavo song.
But that's what I want. I want that audience.
But I want that audience, which is cool. Which I'm not knocking him for doing that, but I don't necessarily where it's just like I'm kind of like, I didn't hear not one verse where I was like, all right, Busta got the best verse on this one. Only jump where it sounds like it was a back and forth and it sounded like it made sense was the Coi Leray jump to me. But if I'm sitting here comparing it with like when he was going back and forth with Quavo, I feel like Quavo got the best of him on that song. And that was song number 2 on that project. Or then it was song number 3 where I felt like Bia got the best of him on that song. Where and it was just certain ones where like, all right, the song may not even really been that fire at all. It was just like I was cool on the jump with him and Young Thug. But my favorite song outside of the Quavo jump was the jump where it was him, Blast, and Young Blue, and it's called It Could Be You. That to me and that Quavo jump was my favorite jumps on it. I like the Baby and the T-Pain jump, but it was just still every jump, every time I was listening to it, it was kind of just like it sounded like Busta kind of just didn't. I don't know if it's his style pattern or how aggressive he get on some of those songs. It just didn't fit for real. Like it was cool, but it was just like I almost could have did this song without him at all. And that like kind of sound like Marcus when he did last week, where it was just like some of those 2 Chainz jumps just could have been just 2 Chainz by himself. But it was just like, I don't know. I think you have to realistically listen to the Busta jump to kind of really get what I'm saying. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I added to my gym playlist. I definitely added the jump with him and Quavo. I definitely added the jump with him, Blast, and Young Blue. I like the Bia jump because I like Bia a lot. And I do think, and the sad thing, I guess, going back to the original conversation we was having earlier about Rap City, I do feel like because Bia is not over sexualized, like she's a beautiful girl, but she don't play I always got to be half naked on social media to get people attention. You see it, Bia don't get talked about a lot. And like Bia got hits and Bia really be rapping, like she be spazzing. So like what I'm saying, look wise, like her and like realistically, you could, if I didn't tell you who Ruby Rose was, Ruby Rose and Bia favor each other almost a little bit. Same facial structure, same complexion a little bit. I haven't seen Bia, and that's again why I'm saying Bia really don't play the half naked game. I haven't even seen Bia in a long time, so I can't even really remember what her body type is like, but I just know that she kind of like the same like complexion and everything as Ruby Rose. And it's just hard. It's just like, damn, people don't really talk about Bia as much as they talk about the rest of the girls. And it's just like, damn, is that, and I always keep saying, is that the only way for female rappers to really get acknowledged? Is do they have to be half naked? Like, is that the only way they really stay in rotation on conversational purposes? Because it's just like, damn, if they not half naked, people kind of forget about them. Like, you don't really hear people talk about them as much. So, but I was talking about Bia because I felt like she did a good job on the jump with her and Busta, but I feel like
we ain't talk about her album because
she ain't on social media naked. And you know what's so crazy?
You just go back to the rap shit situation.
So that's my point.
But who do
did you watch rap? You rap shit?
No, I'm talking about rap. I'm talking
Rap City. Rap City. Yeah.
But it goes back to that. It's kind of messed up. We don't take lyricists or anything like that serious.
But even for Bia, I don't even necessarily feel like Bia is in the lyricist conversation. Don't get she knows she can. No. What I'm saying is, but I think she still has enough sex appeal and enough social media presence. Maybe not social media presence compared to like Cardi and Latto or Sexy Red or Glorilla, none of them. But she can. I don't want to put her in the same conversation as like where Rap City is literally just bars. I think Bia know how to rap, and then Bia know how to make a hit record.
But. Because I don't think I ever seen her even half naked for real.
So, and that's what I was saying when you stepped off for a second. That was my thing. What I think, but that's
because I'm about to say that video with her and J. Cole. She had clothes on.
Yeah, right? Of course. I mean, even that song, that wouldn't. Yeah, and having a song with J. Cole, I don't think that would fit.
So I don't think I ever seen her.
So, but just my point of what that would be is though, and then where I would give you some credit for something that you said last week, and I totally agree because a homegirl of mine sent me a picture of. What's the basketball tournament? It was something going on in I think overseas or something, and I think Don Staley was there or something. But it was just a bunch of women in a picture with Don Staley, a bunch of black female journalists, right? And then she sent me the picture, and it was like I think she said she only knew it was Angela Rye was in the picture, and was Carrie Champion in that picture? I can't remember. It was Angela Rye, and I want to say it was one other person in that jump. I can't remember what time my head was. Carrie Champion in that picture? Let me look real quick because it was only a couple of days ago when she sent it. Who was in this jump? It was Angela Ryan. Who was the second person she said she knew? Oh, Jamel Hill. So, and the crazy thing is, and I was just like, damn, when she sent me that picture, I was like, Marcus may have been right. Maybe more men need to kind of speak up for women's sports. So even just when it comes to even women hip hop, because it's like, I asked her, I was like, damn, do you think this picture would have hit a little bit harder if it was Dawn Staley and it was Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp or whoever else was in the picture with her, more than a bunch of where it's like, all right, we know
broadcasters.
Yeah, because okay, we know who Jamel Hill is and we know who Angela Rye is, and realistically, we know who Angela Rye is because she be on the Breakfast Club, not because of nothing else. That's why I know Angela Rye. I don't know her from nothing else, but because she always be on the Breakfast Club. Her and Charlamagne even had a podcast for like a hot second together. That's how I know who Angela Rye is. But I don't necessarily like with that picture to me, it seemed like it just would have hit a little bit differently. Maybe if it was the Stephen A's and it was the Shannon Sharp. So even when we talking about female hip hop, it kind of made me be like, damn, is it the job for the dudes to kind of champion some of these women a little bit more? But then it doesn't make it a little bit harder sometimes because when we're going back to relatability, when we was talking about the Ross and them, like, is that too much for men to have to take that blunt or that blame where women don't take none of it if the music is more relatable to a woman? Should they kind of champion it a little bit more? Because that's kind of almost unfair where it's like, all right, as a man, y'all want me to champion something that may not be related. And don't get me wrong, if the song crank is easy, I can do it. I made a whole little video promoting the City Girls because I like the music. It was cranking. All right, I like the hooks. I like whatever little catchy, stupid stuff that they were saying. It was cool. But I just feel like, is that too much pressure just to put on men? Like, do the women have to take some type of the blunt of the blame?
No, but I feel like I think it's different support. Because just like you said, what's her name? Carissa was trying the pajamas and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure.
Endless women gonna buy that for sure.
No, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all bought Keyshia, please, the little card game.
Yeah, the card game, yeah.
But didn't listen to the City Girls album.
For sure.
But you still support, or you chime into Keyshia, please, but you don't listen to the City Girls album. So I think their support is different for females when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. I think, but yes, guys do have to big up the raps or the basketball.
So
without, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if we the only ones that's listening to it for real or even paying any mind. Because like you said, she sent you that picture. Anybody else like, oh, who is that? They probably wouldn't even know who Dawn Staley is.
Yeah, that is also a sad thing as well. I guess just what up? Dang, I forgot. Oh yeah, real quick. Well, I guess while we're talking about women's sports, real quick. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I felt like we was honest with the Angel Reese conversation this week, and I don't feel like somebody got to step into her. And I don't necessarily know how far or how separated her and this LSU thing is now, but bro, it's just getting corny to me at this point. Even when she posted a video, I guess it was like a little cryptic clapback, like she was in her room and she posted that Dion clip, like, what do I look like caring about whatever one of those little Dion motivational clips that people be using. But it's just like, bruh, it ain't a good look. One, it's not a good look because they still winning without you, and then two, it's just like,
oh, she ain't been back yet.
No, she still ain't been back. Yeah, that's just not a good look, dog. And it's just, and again, but that goes to sometimes where I'm just like, I understand how some people just like, all right, cool, I don't want to be the person to call her out. I'm gonna just leave it alone because I don't want to seem like the black man picking on the black girl. But it's just like, dog, somebody got to say something. Who gonna be the big brother? Be like, bro, you out of pocket, and it look corny now. Like, we just talking about just on sports and alone. Like, this was somebody else. If LeBron was doing this or Kyrie was doing this or anybody else, or you would, nigga, matter of fact, it don't matter. They just did it to James Harden.
Will she still have eligibility next year?
Yeah, she still got one. She got one because even if she played this season, she even talked about it when she was on the pivot, talking about how she still may come back for another season just because she get more money off the NIL than she get.
But because how many years she was in Maryland? She was in Maryland 2 years, right?
But she
she was hurt. She was hurt the whole year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that because that's even like the girl, what's her Page, whatever, to play for Connecticut. Shit, she still she been in college for like 5 years now. But she was hurt for a brick. So I mean, that kind of just be, I don't necessarily, because I don't even know how it worked now, because what's the big dude for North Carolina? This is his 5th year.
I think it all depends on when you enlisted or like.
That's what I say. I don't necessarily know how it worked because even just
one dude I knew I think he did 8 years. It was in football. It was in football.
I was about to say, it was one of them games.
I think that's why I say it was doing it. I remember he had been doing the bowl game last year. I think he was like from Georgia. He was playing for Georgia. He was playing for one of them teams, and they were saying how he told me this is his first time playing in the.
Yeah, well, I can't remember, but I remember I seen one of them big games this year in college football with the kicker was 31. I want to say it was one of them Colorado games. It might have been that. Was it that Colorado versus Colorado State
Now, I can
game?
believe something like that. A kicker being that old. Because he could have been a
31
walk-on.
in
He could have
college
been a
is
walk-on.
nuts.
I could be a walk-on.
Yeah, but 31 in college is crazy, dog.
I just went to college and it was tryouts and I made it. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I ain't mad at you neither, but that just seemed nuts.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna hold you, but yeah, I don't, like I said, we got all over the place. I don't necessarily know how we got there, but yeah, I'm that Angel Reese thing. It's getting corny, dog. I'm not gonna hold you. Like it's sad. And again, like I said, with the female rap thing, I'm not necessarily don't know how it can make it change. And I guess why since we was
my question, just for the Angel Reese situation, what would you say to her though? Like what would be your conversation?
This is it's a bad look because it just looked like you to the people on the outside looking in, it just looked like you got extremely big headed. And it just go again when we talking about earlier, when we just talking about the Alexis Skyy thing, it's what you present on social media. Realistically, I don't care if you don't want, if you people feel like, oh, social media not my real life, you can't judge me off what I post, bro. People will judge you. I don't care however you want to dress it up. I'm sorry, your social media is your resume for just your life in general, your business, whatever else you got going on. People going to judge you off your post, and you can take it for however you want. But I only can go off of the way Angel Reese was posting all summer long, like she was just out here living her best life. She was booed up. You never seen her working out. You never seen her putting in no real work. And then it's just like now, whatever nobody know what the real story is behind the scenes, but everybody else on the team is still with the team and they all still playing. You the only person that's alienated. And then people already kind of start feeling some type of way when Flo J wasn't in the video with you, when you was in the video with Latto and Cardi. So it's just like, bro, it kind of just, it look crazy. On the outside looking in, it don't matter what the real thing is going on. You are people same way people loved you, same way people be off you in a second. Because if they stop talking about you and nobody don't bring it up no more, then they just forget about you.
And if you ain't on that court, they definitely not going to talk.
Exactly. And then I want to see how the NIL stuff play out because you getting played to promote. If you ain't playing, how you promoting stuff?
Better use the gram.
Yeah, if I'm paying you for some promo and ain't on for no goddamn Instagram post.
But you can't do too much on the court anyway, promote-wise. Your more so is what you do.
Yeah, but it's still just, like, perfect example. Let's even, I guess, look at what's my man name from USC. He still got all them commercials because the way he played last year. Even though he might have been playing like trash this season, especially towards the last couple of games, but he still was on the field every week. People still was talking about him. He's still getting talked about being the number 1 draft pick. And I do kind of want to see even how that's going to play out. Him losing 4 games in a row at the end of the season. Yeah, I don't hear still people talking about him being the number 1 draft pick no more. That conversation got quiet for him fast. Now, he might got to come back and do another season without him really wanting to do another season.
Yeah, the question is, do people really want him?
Yeah, because some of them teams now are like, all right, look at Justin Fields. Like, he kind of looking different after that injury. So I don't know how that's going to really work for him. Let that jump load up. I can't stand the rain. Up and down.
Clip of Fat Joe interview where he talking about niggas buying his music and taking his style, and he could have sued niggas. He talking about I could have sued for lean with it. Nigga, get your motherfucking sue on, nigga. Nigga ain't took shit from you, nigga. I'm from the Fat Joe, a clip of Fat Joe interview where he talking about niggas buying his music and taking his style, and he could have sued niggas. He talking about, I could have sued for lean with it. Nigga, get your motherfucking sue on, nigga. Nigga ain't took shit from you, nigga. I'm from the South, nigga. We don't bite New York niggas. Now salute, nigga. Lean back was that cool, nigga. But we didn't hear lean back, nigga, and say, nigga, we finna make a song like that, nigga. I'm from the South, nigga. I'm from Bankhead, nigga. I'm from the West Side, nigga. We stand on our own shit, nigga. We created culture, nigga, and nigga, the music we made started a whole fucking genre, nigga. We don't bite niggas. We start shit, nigga. Fuck is y'all niggas saying, nigga? Y'all niggas be getting beside y'allself. All y'all niggas who been doing music back then and had a little success, y'all niggas be getting fucking beside y'allself, thinking that everybody bang y'all shit. Now guess what? Shout out to that boy Boosie. Guess what? When he put them lyrics back to back, niggas is really bang his lyrics. Nigga, we said lean, nigga, not lean back, nigga. How the fuck we bitch your lyrics, nigga? If you feel like that, get your motherfucking shoe on, nigga. Tired of these motherfucking hip hop ass niggas, man. I just seen Fat Joe.
So for people who don't know who that is, that was Parlay from the Franchise Boys, and they had that song, Lean With It, Rock With It, Lean With It, Rock With It.
Yep, my white tee, wasn't it? Yes.
Oh, yeah. White tee was theirs too. Yep, and my white tee. So for people who don't know, of course, we talked about Boosie and Raw Wave last week, right?
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah.
All right, but just okay for just, I guess, the reinsurance, just in case we didn't. So, of course, it was a huge story. Boosie was claiming that Raw Wave sampled one of his songs without getting it clearance. And so of course, Fat Joe, y'all know he do his lives and he be talking about whatever hot topics is going on. So in that process, Fat Joe tried to sit here and say, "Oh yeah, I ain't like Boosie though. It's cool but I could have sued a few people who was taking my lean stuff." So first, of course, he said lean with it, rock with it from the Franchise Boys, and then he said Young Dro show the lean. And of course, for people who may not know, Fat Joe got this song lean back, and do the way a lean back. Now that sounds nothing like lean with it, rock with it. Or it don't sound nothing like again, never do this shoulder lean, shoulder. It don't sound like none of those songs sound like lean back. It don't have, the only thing they got similar is the word lean. So
it ain't the same as what Bootsy showed about.
No. Of course, it's nowhere near the same. So and that's why they got upset, because it's like you're sitting here saying you're trying to use a word and make it like we took the word, and then so Young Dro clapped back to Fat Joe was Young Dro played the Make It Rain video, because in the Make It Rain video, and of course people don't know what Make It Rain is, that was the Fat Joe Lil Wayne song. Of course, Fat Joe mentioned shoulder lean in his Make It Rain song. So he was just like, coincidence. How you use it? You actually use my shit word for word, but you got the audacity to sit here and say you would sue me. But again, that's why I think realistically, and one of the main reasons why I always say I wanted a podcast, because it is no real middle ground between the South and the North when people listen to music. Because of course, I mean, we all love Lean Back and Make It Rain and all those songs from Fat Joe, but I do think Fat Joe, of course, I mean, like most podcasters do, or most people who make enough content, you get beside yourself sometimes when you are just talking. You just get caught up in the moment. You get gassed up and you're trying to make a topic relatable to what you got going on, where it's like, come on, though. And I think realistically, I think sometimes New York people give themselves too much credit, because down South people really don't listen to them like that. And that we can kind of even tie that into a conversation where Coach K was doing a podcast. People don't know Coach K is. He is one of the co-founders of QC. QC, the label, of course, is Migos, City Girls, Lil Yachty, Lil Baby. And he did an interview and was just, and I guess backstory, Coach K used to manage Jeezy and Gucci. And he came out and was like, dog, Jeezy was bigger than Jay-Z one time in the South. Like at a point in time, at the peak of Jeezy's career, he was bigger than Jay-Z in the South. And of course, people on Twitter and in the comment section, New Yorkers was, oh, you crazy. Y'all sitting here and lost your mind. But again, that's New York. Remember when we talked about Lil TJ last week? That's New York people in their own bubble where they really think New York runs the world. In their mind, that's what they think. So they can't believe, like, dog, but let's just be honest. Just since I've been going to concerts, Jay-Z don't do a lot of concerts by himself. Like, it'd be a lot of Jay-Z and friends. First time I ever seen Jeezy in real life, he was on the Jay-Z tour.
Yeah, but I don't think
it was Jeezy, Trey.
But I don't think nobody was going there for that. It was going for Jay-Z.
Well, Jay-Z didn't never get into a tour until he started doing collaboration tours, and when he did one with Justin Timberlake and Beyonce,
right. And he did one with R. Kelly too.
So that's my. So you kind of prove my point.
What you saying? But his other, he did his own tour.
I'm not saying he hasn't, but I'm just sitting here saying you can't make it like. I don't think Coach K saying that was a huge reach because you got to think, well, let's just go for Jeezy first two albums. Both of his first albums is double platinum albums.
When you go down south, yes, down south rappers, way they looked at towards New York rappers, they are bigger than a New York rapper. Yes, I get it, but you saying it like every concert that Jay-Z can do it by himself.
No, I'm not saying he can't. I'm not. If that's what it sounds like, I'll take it back. I don't mean it to sound like he can't do it by himself. But all I'm just sitting here saying is, I'm not about to make it like outside of New York City. If Jay-Z went on tour right now, I don't necessarily know if every city would still show up the same way they show up in New York.
Yeah, hell yeah, it's until Jay-Z. Because that's what Jeezy even talked about. That was his first break when was on that Jay-Z.
For sure. That was the first time I seen him in person.
Yeah, so
concert wise, I'm not saying like club. Concert wise, that was the first time I seen him. But I just don't. I do think New York people just be like, even just realistically, even if we just go for verses alone, like the verses when the pandemic was going on, still the biggest one to date, like number wise, was Jeezy versus Gucci. Is how many memes came from the Dipset and Locks, Joan? And we
that was the best joint though.
Yeah, no, for sure. But we just talking about off of just numbers. If we just going just off of numbers, the numbers between Jeezy and Gucci was still way more. Bro, that shit almost damn hitting 2 million. 2 million on the Instagram live is crazy, dog.
Why? Because people wanted controversy. They wanted to see.
I can't say that. I think just that. I think
I'm for sure. If they didn't have beef, them numbers would not be like that. Because they had beef and you wanted to see what was going to happen with them being on because that's the first time they was really together in the same room, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, of course.
So you wanted to see what was going to happen. You know that.
I'm gonna say yes and no
because it's just like right now, if you sit here down and say Dame and freaking and Jay-Z about to have a battle or whatever, that's going to be you want to see what they're going to say to each other.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I do still think a lot of people don't give them credit on how many people from multiple states really are Jeezy and Gucci fans. No, let's just be real. Let's just talk for us and let's talk for our age group. I'm sure more people grew up and especially through their college years, listen to more Gucci or Jeezy than they did Jay-Z.
I'm not disagreeing with that. Now, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing with what you listen to, what you like, and who. You know what I'm saying. But my only thing is, like I said, down south or whatever, you was more relatable. That was more convenient for you. Like everybody used to say, the button ups. Oh, we don't wear button ups.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was. So I mean, different areas now. You can't say that now. You can say that then at that time.
Yeah,
but
for
you
sure, of
can't.
course. But that's what he was saying. That's what he was saying.
At that time, yes, I will believe that.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He wasn't saying now like to today, but he was
Jeezy, I mean, when that he was doing a lot of the stuff with Beyonce then at that time, right? When Jeezy
was, you saying Jay-Z?
Yeah,
probably.
Because was that? I don't think the Kingdom Come was that Kingdom Come and all that.
It might have been close to that. You might be right. It might have been close around to that time for sure.
At that time, I'm pretty sure. Yes, you are more relatable. You were big, Jeezy.
Yeah, because at least at that time, I'm just trying to play back memories of my time frame at that time. The button up thing was the thing because I think that's even when I was working in Shoe City, and I think the button they had.
Niggas went out there and bought Reeboks, them damn Reebok Jay-Z.
I had them.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But I get when you say that, when you say related to music wise, I get it. I understand it. I fully, But my thing is, I still won't say and say they bigger than them now. You know what I'm saying?
Not now. I don't think he wasn't saying now. He was just saying at that time and moment. At that time and moment. And of course, like any other time, we get always. I don't even know how we got there from playing that other clip. But I do real quick. I do want to say shout outs to Ice Spice because Ice Spice got her a goddamn chia pet, dog.
Chia.
I'm not. No, I don't know who run her.
Fake. I thought it was fake.
I did too when I first seen. That's why I didn't even pay no attention until I seen the commercial. I'm like, dog, Ice Spice is a whole matter of fact. He put a commercial right. She is a different type of demon, dog.
Now there's a chia pet for everyone. Ice Spice Chia Pet. Music sensation Ice Spice is now the chia pet of your dreams. Just spread the seeds, water, and watch it grow. Transform this terracotta masterpiece into lush chia right before your eyes.
Bro, this is insane.
Munchkins agree. Ice Spice Chia Pet makes the perfect gift for you and your friends. Chia Pet, the gift that grows. Available now.
Bro, shout out to Ice Spice. Shout out to Ice Spice. Shout out to her team, her management, her marketing scheme. Bro, that is when we talked about that whole sexy red thing. before I want to apologize. I want to apologize to Ice Spice for even mentioning that and bringing that a conversation, bro. That was disrespectful. Ice Spice, and I'm not gonna hold you. I don't know if she doing workouts or she taking some enhancement pill. Every time I see, I'm like, bro, why is her butt and her legs just look like it's getting bigger every time I see this girl? I'm like, Jesus. Ice Spice is dragging a ridiculous wagon, like, and this is like every time you see a picture of her, it's literally like from there. I'm like, bro,
I'm surprised she ain't got like a Fenty or somebody underwear deal right now.
I don't think nobody is new has recently got no Fenty. I mean, I think she was doing the Skims thing, I think, for a second, but I don't think nobody got nothing. Like, I haven't, like, especially since Rihanna didn't have the kids.
But I would think she'd be the perfect person for it.
Yeah, but I'm sure she.
But I understand probably why she was doing Skim, because okay, you want a close fit tone color, you know what I'm saying, like that fits her,
that fit her jump. Yeah. I did see something going viral, and I kind of want to give her credit for that because of that whole little mini skirt thing. That's kind of her swag. And I seen like it was a big debate, and people was just like, why do girls want to just sit here and have their cheeks just hanging out all the time? Like, y'all just think anything is appropriate, everything ain't appropriate. Y'all just try to sit here and copy all the Instagram girls. And I'm looking at it, and I was kind of like, all right, let's take it out of the Ice Spice thing. How would you really feel if you was going on a date and somebody had one of them short skirts on? So for people who don't know what we're talking about, of course, I mean, you could just go on Ice Spice page. That's kind of like her signature look right now. The little mini skirt where her cheeks and her back of her thighs is hanging out. Would you, as a man, how would you feel if you had to go on a date like that?
Are we going? Where? What?
You going out wherever? I don't know.
If you come out like that, we ain't going nowhere.
So you saying you wouldn't go out on a date with somebody like that?
No, I'm saying you come looking like that. We about to get
no, you missed it. This your first date then?
Yeah, you come out looking like that. Oh no, where we about to go? Oh yeah, we might as well. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, you like this, but I want to still go out.
No, I'm staying in with that. Because what you saying, you can go to a restaurant with your cheeks out like that?
I swear.
Nah. So what is the proper attire for a first date? Because I seen I forgot the clip when it was going around. It was like, is this outfit was a proper? I think she had like a spaghetti strap, like her titties were damn near showing. And it was like, is this appropriate for a first date? I don't think, why would you be going somewhere like, if you come out to the car like that, I don't think we going anywhere. I'm be paying attention to that. I'm like, what's
yeah, but that's not what her mind is. Her mind is, I'm still trying to go on this date. I'm trying to get these fits off.
Okay. Like, I don't see how you getting those fits off. Where you going? You think, like, would you feel comfortable with it? Would you feel comfortable with it?
No, I wouldn't. That's why I asked you. No, I wouldn't. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't. There's no way in the world I can't really, because I think
making it to the motherfucking. We going to go back in the house. Let me see what it really do.
Yeah, you saying that, but we talking in real life. Like if this was somebody you just met, you trying to go out on the first
date.
What
are you talking about? No, I don't have to. What? No.
All right, and then she can be like, all right, cool. Then just I see you. I guess we won't see each other no more. You don't want to go on a date, and nigga, it's cool.
Nah, you gonna see me.
All right, P Diddy.
No, P Diddy.
Nigga, listen.
Don't lie. When I first heard Jewel's rap, I was like, yo, because at that time I wasn't speaking to Killer, so I was like, yo, it got one.
Yeah, like that.
Like Jewel's could have really been like, he could have been Hove level.
Real talk, he had it, and he had it at a young age. He could have been a leader of everything that's going on outside right now. He could have been all these young father, uncle, whatever you want to call it. Like that's how much, because the chicks liked him. He could rap. He was fly. He had every element that you needed to be that.
Yeah, he had the real wittiness to be like one of those special rappers. No, I'm not gonna lie. When I first,
so you know the crazy thing, and I mean, I'm sure this is if you were real like back in the day, like Smack DVD or Come Up DVD. If you grew up in the bootleg DVD rap hip hop days, I think realistically you can admit that Jewel Santana may be one of the biggest
disappointment.
Yeah, in rap history. Because what they were saying, like if you're not familiar, if you don't go back like that far back with listening to like rap music, like that real pure mixtape, like Wayne when Wayne was Wayne, you probably won't understand what they're talking about. But if you went back that far and you was watching like them DVDs before nothing was on YouTube, this was literally strictly just DVDs. You know what they saying. Jewel Santana was really like that. All that childish stuff the kids, like that we probably feel too old about, bringing out the chains and all that. No, Jewel Santana was literally doing all of that even before Floyd Mayweather was doing any of that. Like all the cool stuff that Mayweather was doing, Jewel Santana was doing that before Mayweather was even Mayweather.
Would you take I Can't Feel My Face right now?
No.
Okay.
I'm not even checking. I'm barely checking for Cameron.
No, but I'm saying the came from wasn't that
Yeah,
Wayne?
it was but I'm not checking for Jewels no more, and I don't think Wayne is hot enough to carry both of them right now.
Gotcha.
Like Wayne needs some type of support. Like Wayne, let's be clear. Wayne is Wayne, but Wayne still be needing support to help him carry the load. Or it's gonna be again like when I was talking about last week with Rich the Kid, and most people never even heard that shit. Like Joel Santana, like who really like when the last time you checked for Joel Santana, even went on his Instagram page? Like it's a different. Like Jim Jones know how to keep himself at least in the algorithm. Of course, with Cameron with the podcast now it's different. So he constantly on the timeline, he constantly on the algorithm. But when do you even think about Joel Santana? Like they ain't play. If this wasn't on a podcast and them talking about it, I still wouldn't be thinking about Joel Santana. But I can sit here.
But you know the crazy thing, he been low since Shorty they separated.
No, but that's my point. How much you don't check for them because they ain't even separated no more.
Oh, they back.
They been back together. So that's my point. That's my whole point. So that's what I'm saying. And I see her come around the time.
Down, like because I know he was promoting his little weed and shit, but I think he calmed down.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he's after the battle. He was running around. He was still promoting the weed for a minute. And then he just he completely fell off. I'm not going to hold you. It is a hard, if you're not really focused to stay consistent for people to care about you is a very hard job. You have to really be consistent and really work hard at staying relevant and staying in the people's face. And Joel Santana did a horrible job of that. Like he is literally probably one of the biggest fumbles career-wise in hip-hop history.
Do you really blame him or you blame everybody that was around him?
I mean, you got to blame him because I don't necessarily of course, at one point in time, he was crying about the Cameron wouldn't let him out of his contracts or whatever the case may be. But then even after you got out of the contracts, it was like, all right, then what'd you do now? Because that time you was complaining about getting out your contract. Okay, at that point, Jim Jones wasn't who Jim Jones is right now. So from that time since you've been free, Jim Jones is kicked in a whole different leg for his whole career, from the way he looked working out wise to even where people where people know, even where people respect. Like if you listen to a Jim Jones project now, where you can come back and have honest conversation, like, oh, I really like this new Jim Jones. But it's like for Joel Santana, you're not even checking for that. You don't even care the next day he put out something. And I've been meant to say this. Nicki Minaj is dropping her new project next week, and I'm not gonna hold you. If I probably really wasn't on Twitter, I would think it was super cold. I don't necessarily know if people even care or checking about it.
Are you because the weight out? You saying that or just?
I think the weight out hurt. Pushing it back hurt, and then it's just like, what's the single right now that we going to listen to? Like it come out next week.
Oh, that's singing shit.
But that was almost a month and some change ago now. It's just like, how long do you like? Sometimes that waiting game and that you trying to play the numbers game. It's like, I mean, I'm don't get it twisted. I'm still gonna listen to it, but I'm just sitting here saying for the average person who not me, I'm a Nicki fan, so I'm gonna listen regardless. But is the average casual person who really just not checking for her or not really looking for new music every Friday, are they gonna be checking for it?
I think you would still look at it or even take a listen because it's her and they're gonna have it plastered all over Apple Music. So I think you still
but okay, so but you saying, but that's for somebody, but that you gotta think about it. That's for you because we come in here and talk about music every Friday. But what if you wasn't in that space and you really wasn't checking for music every Friday?
But if you open it, I'm pretty sure her face is going to be everywhere.
No. I'm not disagreeing with that part. But what I'm saying is, you got to think about it. For days, if I'm not looking for new music, I don't have to open that part. If I just go to my library part, I don't have to go to that part. You only see what's plastered on it if you hit the search part. If I don't hit the search part, if I just go what I already got on my library or my gym playlist, I don't know what's new out.
But I think that's the thing. With it being Nicki, it's going to get promoted some way, somehow. Because it's going to come across your feed some way, somehow. Even if you don't listen to his timeline, it's going to come across your feed. Like, I feel like that's not one artist they just going to let just.
Oh, yeah, no. Of course, yeah. I don't think, I'm sure the Shade Room and everybody and their mother going to pick it up. Just one, because Nicki Minaj, that's one person. You post enough Nicki stuff, good or bad, you're going to get the traction that you're looking for.
Now, my question, right? Because it's been a hiatus, is it more, she going to have more critics on it than the Drake or?
No, because I mean, just perfect example. I mean, just one, just could look how many people kind of tiptoed around talking about the stuff about her husband. I feel like that was bigger. That was a quicker, easier clickbait conversation to have. The only person who gave an honest opinion about that was Charlamagne.
Okay.
So I don't necessarily know if her album was completely trash. I don't necessarily know if it's a reward for saying it. If you want that smoke with the Bobs, because they gonna give it to you. But it's just like I said, like you. I mean, you listen to Joe. You hear, that's one of my biggest criticisms to him all year. Like, dog, he ain't said nothing about none of her songs. So if you skip every song, I don't. Are you gonna say something about her unless she give you an interview? Now if he interview her for the album, okay, yeah, you still not gonna give her no real criticism. You just gonna interview her. But if somebody gonna give real criticism like they did Drake, no way, nobody.
Is that a good thing?
If I'm Nicki, no, it's a horrible thing. Because again, the same conversation that I asked you about Ross and him. Would you rather have the criticism or have no conversation at all about your stuff? I'd rather take let's be honest, we always rather take the criticism than nobody say nothing at all.
Yeah.
When it's super quiet and they feel like you ain't even dropped the project.
Yeah, that could be scary.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sure ain't too many people who wouldn't. I'd rather people be dragging me and sitting here saying, oh, it's trash, trash, trash. I'd rather hundreds of thousands of people say it's trash than 0 people say anything about it at all.
I think she's gonna get love. And it's her birthday when she dropping it. Smart move.
Yeah, but we not talking about from the screw. It can't. Just, the Bob's not gonna get you over the hump, dog. Because they haven't got you over the hump all year when it comes to you competing against the Doja Cats and
what hump is it really for real? Is it really a hump?
Yes.
Because I mean, really, what's your expectation of living up to it? Because you gonna say what 500,000? You're not gonna compare yourself to Taylor Swift.
No. So I don't. Okay, but okay. Let's minus the numbers thing. Let's minus the numbers. Let's just literally just do it off a conversation. We don't care about the numbers. Screw the numbers. I'm talking about literally off a conversation piece. Because I don't necessarily, they ain't nobody didn't say, and that's why I say the numbers thing, it get tricky because nobody ain't never say what Wayne and 2 Chainz thing was going to do with numbers, but all you seen is every blog pick it up and sit here and tell you how people was praising the Wayne and 2 Chainz thing, and even if the numbers was low, but that's sometimes why having the right relationships. You know why I know blogs probably picked it up even if the numbers was low? Because Karen Civil is behind Lil Wayne, and Karen Civil got the right relationship, so she can easily keep, it don't matter what the first week numbers was. The only thing I want y'all to push or talk about with this Wayne and 2 Chainz is how much how much people love this project. So just realistically, that's the difference. Like if I'm Nicki, that's my only goal. I mean, of course, I'm sure she care about the numbers, but if I'm just someone, just as a fan, I want it to be something that I can at least feel comfortable saying, making a video. I'm like, oh, this was fire. Just like when I heard that Red Ruby the Sleaze and she was dissing Meg and all that. I'm like, oh, I literally like, dog, she went crazy on this project. I mean, on this song, like that's all I'm looking. That's all I'm saying. He said, just don't let me down to the point where I won't be honest and comfortable with myself to even at least celebrate that this album came out. To me, I think that's all she should be able to care about. Don't get caught up in the numbers, because I'm just sitting here saying she put out songs and people didn't say nothing. And I'm not even just talking about podcasters or radio personalities. I'm just talking about even the conversation on Twitter or social media where people like when she put that, whatever that singing song was, people ain't talking about that for real. Like that song came and went. I'm sure it probably charted high and everything, but when we talk conversational pieces, people wasn't talking about it.
So you want the diss? Do you want the disses in, or you just want some rap? I mean,
hell yeah, I wanted to diss people.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for her to clap Latto back. Like you owe her one.
Damn, she got Latto.
And she got all 3 of them. You gotta hit the big 3. And you gotta make sure you hit them. You gotta hit them hard because you're not gonna be able to come right back because you didn't just wait. You sat on this music for a brick. So this guy, you gotta hit. Like just even, and again, just real quick, and we can get on to something else, but I just even seen like over Thanksgiving, and I'm just watching her and JT have like a little exchange about her cooking, and JT like, oh, I want to be Keith Lee real quick. I want to come. I'm mad I'm in New York, so I can't come and try your Thanksgiving. I'm like, bro, Nicki Minaj been out for almost a decade and some change. I have never in my life seen Nicki Minaj cooking. She was on TikTok cooking, dog. It's Nicki Minaj we talking about. And that's when I was just like, all right, yeah, I don't get it. Well, I'm gonna wait. We got one more week to wait. She dropped next Friday. No, December 8th. Nicki Minaj got a new project coming out. We're gonna see December 8th. Let that load up. Let me see what we got. I know we got too much. I need to piss real quick, dog. You ready?
Of you not being there for your daughter for the last 28 years.
Me and her mother didn't work out, so I just moved on to the next woman.
I just don't see where we go from here. Why really do I need you in my life?
All right, so for people who don't know who that is, and I do feel like this is a huge conversation that probably need to really be had. That was a clip from Ari on what's the TV show that they got on BET Plus? I think it's called Impact or Impact Atlanta or something like that. Yeah. And just a real quick before we get into that topic, I did see a clip flying around of I think Queen Naja got a podcast or something on YouTube. I think she interviewing Jada Waiter. People don't. I'm sure y'all know who Jada Waiter is, little baby mother, and she was talking about why she left that show because she was saying, excuse me, how she didn't like how she was betrayed. I guess like after damn, my bad. She didn't like how she was betrayed after the editing, like how they was editing her up and how the clips was, how it was making her just look like super messy, too much drama. So she was like, it was just kind of bad for her brand. So a reason why I even brought that up, because I was just kind of like, again, I guess it's me just judging somebody off of the way they post on social media. I was kind of surprised, like, damn, why would Ari even kind of allow herself? I mean, okay, and I'm not gonna say it's like a bad look for her. It's a good look for her. It's a bad look for her father. But it was just like, damn, to go that vulnerable on a TV show to kind of have people look at you in a completely different light. In which, I mean, it might even realistically, probably, honestly, it helped her out more than it hurt her because it kind of allowed people to get to know, I guess, the way she grew up or the different issues that she may be dealing with and why sometimes she may lash out the way she may lash out on certain things. But I guess the real topic is that I wanted to bring is how many men may, and I'm sure we all know people, but it is a corny out that a lot of dudes do. If it don't work with the baby moms, they just shut out. They completely just be like, I'm cool. I ain't dealing with her no more. Screw her and them kids. They got to go figure it out. And for him he literally said it out of his own mouth. And that was just crazy to me. Like, damn, how you just going?
The question is, did they really want the kid?
Did you think that part matter?
Yeah. If I didn't want the kid anyway, and we not working out, why would I still be around? That's even more easy for me to get out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but it's just like in the back of your mind, you never going to just question and be like, damn, I wonder how this kid growing up. Is this all right?
No, out of sight, out of mind.
Oh, you got to be a heartless person to just be able to completely
I don't
shut
think you gotta
down.
be a heartless person, like you really wasn't full forward. You really wasn't for it.
I mean, it's cool if you wasn't for it, but you sitting here saying, okay, let's use LeBron, for example. You don't think his father never wished, like, damn, I wish I was a part of this nigga would be now.
But let's be honest. You don't know the situation. So let's say her mother was like, well, I don't want you around. You can't clean yourself up. Like we've heard this conversation before.
Of course.
You can't clean yourself, get yourself together. I don't want you around my kids.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know like what at that moment, what they was going through or how they wasn't seeing eye to eye. So you have different variables or different, situations.
I get what you're saying, but just even perfect example for her, what she just said, obviously, I'm sure he probably want to be back in her life for some way, because obviously he right here on the TV show, you had to sign off whatever waivers to get on the show. Mm-hmm. And then she even said, I don't necessarily even know if I need you or what do I want you in my life for now as I'm an adult. And you probably only want to be around me because I'm successful.
But okay, so all right, what about Kirk Franklin's father? Ain't that the kind of same situation?
So, but look how hurt he was. That's my point.
But that's what I'm saying. But knowing and living that he's living in the same, or like.
But I think Kirk Franklin, I think his story was like kind of way super left, because for two reasons. One, because even the woman who was raising him, not his birth mother. Mm-hmm. So I don't even know how he could. It's easy for him to miss that connection, because I don't even know how they were supposed to make the connection, because your real birth mother not the one who raising you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think using him, for example, was a little bit harder, because I can see how easy it was for them to have no connection, because let's say even the father was looking for him, you looking for the real mother, and she don't even got him. So I think that one may be a little bit different, but
I'm not going to sit here and say, right or wrong, but everybody have their reasons.
But just let's just think about it. Let's use LeBron for example. Let's just be real. Even if you move on and you gonna have other kids, dog, none of your other kids ain't LeBron James, dog.
Okay, but all right, my question, but you as a father, you as a man, how did that look? Oh, damn, now he's successful. I want to come back in his life.
Oh, guess what?
You weren't thinking about him.
No. But guess what? The crazy thing is about that one is, nigga, you had time when you lived, I'm sure, unless you moved into another state, if you lived anywhere in the Midwest, you knew who LeBron James was way before he got to the NBA. You probably knew who you got to think about. LeBron was on that. He was on fucking Sports Illustrated, and he was in 11th grade, dog. Front cover. You had a long time. Before he got the Sports Illustrated, I'm sure that you heard his name rumbling and you knew who his mother was. Because even that whole story, him driving the Hummer to school and all that, kind of like, bro, I'm pretty sure, and the Midwest ain't but so big. Ain't too much going on in Cleveland that you ain't know that who LeBron James was or who he was becoming. Before the world got to see him on the back of Sports Illustrated with his back saying he the chosen one. So, I mean, I hear you on she didn't want it, whatever the case may be, but it's just like, you come on, dog.
Okay, we keep it like that. We've said this before. What if her dad was a Patrick Mahomes dad? I got to keep you from, keep you at a dislike. You embarrassment to the family. Like you can't.
What you mean? What's a Patrick Mahomes dad?
Remember how we don't see Patrick Mahomes' father around. Now we see him, but we didn't know, he wasn't always in the picture. You see the mother, but you didn't see the father. And then
are you saying they kept him off camera? He was around like raising him.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying in her situation, I'm saying maybe he.
Yeah, I'm just saying you just got to use a better example, because that's just not you just saying random names and that don't work. Like Patrick Mahomes' dad played National Baseball.
But I'm saying I'm saying as a father, we didn't see him. But like my thing is how we don't know like backstory. So what if he was probably that type? Like, all right, we don't want you around. You might mess up this situation. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I said when you say how could you do it, and then now you see them wealthy and successful, it's a lot of variables can play in that.
Yeah, I mean like I said, I don't have kids, but I can't, it's just hard for me to sit here and say you can completely just shut down a kid that ain't yours. Because and the reason why I say that, because even if I'm just using it as just using my real dating experiences, if you build up a relationship and have a relationship with a kid, and you get to sit here and y'all get to just say if you and a mom dating for a couple of years, and so that means y'all didn't been to the movies or on trips or whatever the case may be, you still in the back of your mind say maybe like, damn, I wonder is this little kid all right? How they doing in school or whatever. And if you still have some type of rapport with the parent where you can still check in and be like, oh, how is school treating her, whatever the case may be, how's she doing, whatever the case may be, you can ask those questions. So I can't imagine me giving birth to somebody and completely just shutting all that out completely.
A lot of niggas do it. Trust me.
And that's I get it, and that's why I wanted to make it a topic because I think it's trifling and it's just weird. Like I just don't understand this. No, people. The crazy thing is, and this is what's sad and what's ridiculous. Dudes will stalk girls' page, but you can sit here and absolutely just don't care about your own kid.
Yes,
You know how crazy that sounds?
A lot of niggas do it. Yeah, it ain't surprising. That's why I say you never know the situation. It's possible. I get what you saying. You saying how can my son be successful?
No, I'm not even saying no. You're missing what I'm saying. I'm not screw the successful part. I'm just talking about. I just made this successful because I'm just saying it's just that to me is a little bit more of a slap of reality for somebody if you play big with a woman. But I'm just talking about regular people. It just to me that don't make no sense because a dude, if you sit here and say, okay, I had a kid and I didn't want this girl, most dudes you're not sitting here stopping at this one girl, and that's why so many dudes be having multiple women that he's a deadbeat to. And then and you never really even find out that he a deadbeat until one of them gets super mad and they blow him up on social media and they start adding him and calling him out of his name. Oh, he a deadbeat to 4 or 5 different baby mothers. Same way what I just said, I was gonna unfollow the what's the Yes Jazzy girl. It's not. I ain't saying Cam is no goddamn deadbeat. He not far from it. But I don't care. You still baby mother number 4. I just lose respect from you because it's just like how ain't nothing gonna be different between you and them. He got 4. Come on, bro, stop. And that's just my point. Sometimes it's just like all of that is just an enabling thing. Somebody's going to enable that behavior, and then for just certain men, it's just like I don't know how you do it, dog. Like it's just crazy. I don't get it. And I can't even try to make myself get it because it's just like I don't even know how you could just shut your brain off to forget and never think about somebody that you brought into this world. Never, it never just run across your brain. You never want to reach out. You never want to step up, but you still out here chasing other legs and then keep procreating.
Yep. It's a lot of niggas.
Yeah, it's crazy. And there's just a lot of women who tolerate it and put up with it. It's corny to me from both parts. It just don't make no sense. Y'all need to, I will play the shutout game. Oh, you got kids and you go figure that shit out there, homeboy. Same way I make jokes about dude, nah, everybody kind of need to start eventually playing the shutout game. And that's why I always say nobody won't care until it get knocked on your doorstep and then you a victim.
But then you do have some females I don't want no contact with him. I'm fine with him not being in her life.
That's not fair though. That's not fair to that kid, and that's corny.
But you got some people like that. But because him being around stresses, I don't want to keep.
I get
you have
what?
people like that.
Yeah, but guess what? That same dude, and I hate when y'all somebody switch up and change differently. Well, that same dude, I'm sure was stressing you out before y'all had that kid, and you thought having a kid was gonna change the way he was behaving. He still just stressed you out 20 times more. No, it's too late now. He was stressing you out before y'all had that kid. You can say whatever you want. Trust me, I've dated people. I've bypassed red flags. I've sit here and came on this microphone and told y'all I've been tricking, just thinking, I could just pay for you could buy love. If I can admit that, some of y'all have to admit some of y'all wrongdoings and y'all try to always dance it around. Oh, people just act different after they had kids. All right, yeah, that's cool. Sometimes I didn't even understand the red flags until you meet somebody completely different. This is how you, this somebody really like you. This is how they really treat you. They offering you home cooked meals and all these other things. The stuff you was begging for, you ain't got to beg if somebody actually like you. You don't learn it until it's just too late. You got to get that real dose of, here goes some real morning coffee for you. Wake up. Like I said, that when I heard him say that, I was just like, bro, it's you on national TV saying this. This is crazy. And he literally just I just moved on to another woman. And the fact of it is another woman just let you just move on. Don't ask no questions, no call, no show. You don't care.
What if they didn't know about the kid?
Yeah,
and she's saying that's the first time she sat down with him.
I mean, I don't know. I don't watch the show, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just going.
If I didn't even tell you about the kid, how you even know? You got people live double lives.
No, of course. I mean, and while we talking about double lives, and we've been talking about divorces, of course, over I want to say the day before Thanksgiving or something. Tiana Taylor, and of course, and she's been a class act out of this whole situation. But I guess, of course, when you filing for divorce and your court papers I don't necessarily, and that's one of the things she was saying. I don't know how this was supposed to be private.
Somebody gonna get in trouble.
I don't know how this information got leaked out, but their court documents got leaked out. And in the court documents, it said that Tiana Taylor, one of the main reasons why she wanted to get a divorce is because Ahmad Shepard is a narcissist. He had narcissist behavior. What else was it?
Jealousy.
Court documents that filed that Tiana Taylor, Ahmad Shepard, blames his narcissistic failure for their split. Yeah, jealousy. Yep, clear as day. The court says Ahmad Shepard became jealous of Tiana Taylor's stardom and he did not want her to work. Yeah, and it makes sense because you know what's the crazy thing is? realistically, when they originally started talking, Tiana Taylor wasn't putting out music like that. You gotta think about it. I mean, and reason, but why you ain't gotta think so hard? Just think about what she recently was complaining about, because she always felt like I put out work and I never was getting no flowers. But you gotta think about it. And she recently just got to put out music, them last 2 projects, but you on good music. But you gotta think about for how long, like that was one of her biggest beefs with Pharrell. Like, nigga, you just had me sitting. I wasn't doing nothing. It was for a long time she wasn't putting out music. So when they first probably started meeting, she wasn't Tiana Taylor now, like the way people love her, and she doing the TV shows and she doing all the other extra stuff and she doing the choreography. That's all still new. All this stuff is brand new. Her being in all these movies and all this is all still real new.
But I still feel like she was on the scene and she was still doing things.
She was Tiana Taylor, but she wasn't Tiana Taylor the way she is now. The way people spike T and all this other extra saucy stuff that people call her. No, she was always famous. She been famous. Of course, that's how she dated him and Brandon Jennings. Like, all right, yeah, she's always been in that circle. She been like that. People know her. She always could dress. She always was her, but she wasn't. We talking about career success wise, where
the glow up became after.
No, it's a difference between, hey, I'm being your girlfriend and I can just come to all the games. Because at one point in time, like when she was doing interviews, whatever city that they was moving, when he went to Cleveland or when he went to Sacramento, she moved to all these places with him because she didn't have no career of her own at the time. So if you used to her just getting up and moving to every city and following you and just playing wifey and playing baby moms, I'm taking care of the daughter, we all at the games, we looking cute, I got your jerseys on, to now I'm starting to get my career back moving. I'm starting to put out music and people starting to like it. Now I'm starting to do tours. I'm starting to get more likes on the social media. I'm starting to do more interviews. I'm not in the house no more. You living in some of these cities by yourself now. I'm moving back to New York. I need somewhere stable to live at. I can't just keep, like, ain't nothing in Sacramento. Yeah, you play here, but ain't no work here.
But they ain't playing a minute, right? Some years.
What was the Cleveland won that championship 2016? He played. I don't think none of them, him or J.R. Smith, they were still there when LeBron left. So when LeBron leave to go back? I mean, go to what, 2018? So yeah, it's been a couple years now, like 4 or 5 years.
But I think he was out the league before he went to the.
No, he was still on that. He was still on that last Cleveland team with LeBron.
Last Cleveland team, but that's what I'm saying. When he went to L.A., he didn't go nowhere.
Oh yeah, he didn't follow him. Yeah, no, it was over. Yeah, like probably since 2018. Yeah, he ain't been playing since like 2018. I think maybe he might have played on a. I want to say he played back at Brooklyn for like a hot second.
I want
to say I think Brooklyn picked him up for a second because that year. Because where Kyrie go that first year LeBron was in LA? He ain't go straight to Brooklyn, did he? I can't remember. It don't matter. But I can
in Boston. He was in Boston.
Yeah, so okay. So
went to Boston, then went to Brooklyn.
Yeah, so I mean I can see realistically where the jealousy could come in because it's just probably a complete 380 or 3, whatever the number is, a complete 360. But some people always say 180. I wonder why. I forgot what
180 is half.
Yeah, because some people be like a 360 is not good because you come back to wherever you started. So a 180. Yeah, so I mean I could get it. If her career really wasn't popping like it was, yeah, that could be a huge difference because you probably thought you was just getting you like a housewife. And if she can't, and that just wasn't, that's not never where her heart was. She never really wanted to sign up for that. She probably was cool with being a housewife because she couldn't get no motion going for herself. But as soon as like my heart is, I want to be a star. I'm angry at the people I was signed to. I'm angry at Kanye. I'm angry at Pharrell because they never pushed me to be the star that I feel like I should be. So of course, if I'm in a relationship with somebody and you sitting here trying to hinder me just like the same people I was signed to on the label, I want out. What am I doing here? It don't, like, realistically, it wouldn't make no sense. So I mean, I get it, and I understand how it could play out like that. So I'm definitely not mad at her. Real quick, because we didn't, and we can get ready to wrap it up. Meek Mills was bugging out on Trippie Redd. I don't necessarily know what the purpose or what the reason was behind that. It was just Meek be just meeking sometimes, and it's crazy because
he that's on his
song,
on his album or something. Because then he just put out an album, right?
Yeah, Trippie Redd just put out an album, and I liked the one previously, the one that came out like around the same time as Quavo John, but I didn't listen to the last one. I think I listened to like one song. I think it was like 7 a.m. in Cleveland, or it was something crazy 7 a.m. somewhere, and I listened to it, and it just didn't give me what I was looking for, so I didn't even listen to the whole project. But him just going back and forth with Trippie Redd, just in general, was just like, bro, why? And you kind of make that dude look right. Like, what was the dude, D1, who went on him, Rick Ross and Jim Jones, when he was like, y'all just a hypocrites, like, you can't be acting like you want, justice and peace, whatever the case may be, and then on your lyrics. But this is not even your lyrics. This is literally Meek Mills on social media threatening Trippie Redd life. Like, bro, are you serious?
Yeah.
And that be to me sometimes where it's like, dog, who be around you that nobody can't tap you and be like, bro, delete it. Why you even posting this?
Oh, you can't. I can't tell you to delete you're your own man.
Yeah, I get that, but you still, bro, we like you making yourself look corny. So what you looking corny, you make us look corny.
But you gotta think about it. The people that's around him, 9 out of 10 are yes, man. There ain't no only people that's high value than him is Tom Brady, Roger Kraft. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So everybody else around you, yes, man.
So again, and another reason why I just know Meek Mill just be on his own ego trip and be losing his mind, bro. This nigga sit here and said, did he get $1 million a feature? And then, and you know what's so crazy? And the people on social media said Meek just like a regular Philly dude. Meek just be lying for no reason. Like, dog, who you think believe this? Or guess what? He may be telling the truth, but ask me this question: when the last time you seen Meek Mills featured on a song?
When the last time you had a good feature?
No. You okay? Say a good. You can't even say a good feature because you can't tell me the last time you've seen him on a feature. I can wait. I got a whole day. I can go give me a Snickers. Like, dog, I didn't say been a long time. It probably been like a couple years. I want to say I think the last time I heard Meek Mills actually featured on a project was that Lil Durk and Lil Baby project. And that might have been like almost 2 or 3 years ago now. At least 2 years ago. So you tell me the last time I heard a Meek Mills feature on a song that anybody actually else ever heard was it literally on that Lil Baby and Lil Durk jump. So you talking about 2 years ago. And that just be my point. So even if you was telling the truth, it's like, bro, why you even say certain stuff? It just sound dumb. It just be like, I'd be like, dog, come, like you got to get you some real friends, dog. And if you get to the point,
he put his album out 2021,
and he was featured on his in 2020. Then my point. So now you're talking about 3 years ago, almost going on 4 years. That's my point. Like,
what was the one you said?
The Voice and the Hero.
I mean, let's see that.
He was on that. He was on that project that came out. I won't say it came out in 20. Just Voice and the Hero. Lil Baby. Just
100 Shooters. What's that?
That's on a Doughboy project. Was that on Doughboy project? I want to say that was on Doughboy project. I'm gonna tell you. Voice and the Hero came out 2021. So 2 years ago, like I said.
100 Bands DJ.
I mean, I just told you. It was he don't be on no features like that. But we talking about the last genre, 2021. That's my point. It's just like, dog, what you talking about? Like okay, if you get $1 million a feature, you ain't got a feature in 2 years. And I'm 100% positive Lil Baby and Lil Durk ain't pay you $1 million because they was doing you a favor, putting you on that project. So that's just like, come on, dog. What we talking about? Like, I was just, again, Meek be meeking, dog. And sometimes you just need some good people in your corner sometimes to just be like, bro, delete this tweet. Like, you just, come on, what are you doing? What are you even talking about? And again, it didn't just to even end up on that when Young Thug was on his trial. I don't even know if this was was this when he got picked up and they were trying to investigate him, but the prosecutor was trying to get him to sit here and say to him, Lil Wayne and Birdman was in the Bloods.
That's why I say I with that whole Young Thug and when he say the trials and stuff that he done beat in the past, don't y'all kind of blame it on yourself now? If you saying like he worked the system.
What you mean?
If you saying that you knew these things or whatever, like for them to ask were you blood, and you saying he got away with it before, ain't that on the system then, right? If you telling me he's rapping about these things,
no,
like
I mean, no, not if. But again, I mean, we never. I mean, just if we going off of our conversation we just had a few minutes ago, if he never been picked up for nothing, when he was gonna have a chance that he ain't had no time to beat nothing. or even ever be questioned about any of this stuff. But real quick, just in other news, it was, of course, I'm sure people here by now, y'all have seen Kanye West performing in Dubai, and Lil Durk was there, Ty Dolla $ign. I know Meek Mills was there, but I don't necessarily know Meek Mills was on the stage. But I think Chris Brown was there, and I think people was getting mad at Chris Brown because he was dancing to the line where basically Kanye West hinted to having sex with Justin Bieber's old manager's wife, Scooter Braun.
That's the Jewish.
Yeah. So that was the line, and then people was getting mad at Chris Brown, and Chris Brown was like, "Dog, I'm just dancing to a song. Y'all trying to drag this and make this something that it ain't. Y'all can eat a dick."
Anti-Semitic, all that. And I don't get it.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, one is not your religion, so it's not for you to get. We can't, like, that's something we kind of really can't never talk about because it ain't our religion, so it's nothing for you to get. Because I don't necessarily know what triggered them. The same way I don't expect everybody to get mad about the Ja Morant stuff like I will, because they ain't black.
But no, but I don't know if I sent it to you, but they were saying Kanye West trying to buy Lil Durk out of his contract, because he won't let him clear the.
They won't clear a certain song. They won't clear something for him. But I mean, I'm not mad at Kanye for even trying to buy him out of the contract, even if that's what projected it. Because I do feel like realistically, I don't necessarily even know with the part where Lil Durk is in his career. I don't necessarily know if he even needs the label thing. And I think sometimes a lot of rappers need to look their self in the mirror and kind of be the judge if they still need to be signed to a major label, because it's just like, what does it really do for you? Because let's be clear, okay, you could tell the major label pushed that J. Cole song, it played on the radio, it played everywhere. But let's be honest, on Lil Durk's playlist or Lil Durk's hit for a Lil Durk fan, where do they really rank that song? I'm sure to a real Lil Durk fan, that's not even in Lil Durk's top 25 songs.
Really?
Hell no.
Oh, damn.
Because it just sounds like a commercial song. It sounds like, okay, the label, hey, you need Lil Durk, you need a commercial song. You need a song on the radio.
I ain't even talk 25. That's crazy.
I mean, I'm talking about just for a real Durk fan. I'm not talking about just for like a random person who don't really listen to Lil Durk. Yeah, if you don't listen to Durk, then that may be. But I don't. For me, I didn't never put that song on my gym playlist. And I got a rock of Lil Durk. I got some dark ass Lil Durk songs on my gym playlist. That like, no, that J. Cole, you could have kept that. But again, like I said, so I'm not necessarily, whatever the reason Kanye want to buy him out of his contract. And I do think that's one of the tricky places I think a lot of rappers be in sometimes, is just like those contracts, and you get stuck in them because you trying to uphold an image. Like I was watching 42 Doug interview with Gilly and Wallow, and it was just like, you put so much emphasis on like having it. And I seen people even in his comments saying that like for his birthday, he got like all these chains and these shoes and all this other stuff, because you put so much emphasis in the image and constantly spending to keep up your image. It's like, you probably could have been bought yourself out of a contract. Like I'm gonna tell people, a good interview to watch that I watched over the holidays was Money Man on DJ Academic John. He was just talking about that. He was just saying like, I would recommend, if you don't necessarily need to take a loan from the bank, from a label, don't get signed to a label, because that's the worst loan you can ever get. And he was like, dog, it's like them giving you $1 million, you'll end up paying back $7 million on that $1 million. So you just think about how much money most of these rappers constantly just spend on trying to look rich, but you still don't own your masters or nothing. That's even going back to Meek. Like he said, yeah, in 2 weeks I'm gonna drop my little 4-pack. It take you you supposed to, you own. If you just doing it out of respect for the project you on Raw's drop, so you will kind of want to let that live a little bit, then cool. But it's just still like, it be a lot of flaws in his conversation sometimes if you really be just listening to what he be talking about or how he be saying it. It's just like, bro, drop the music then.
Tony said Money Man and you're the same person. Who the hell is Money Man?
Money Man?
Yeah.
You're a rapper. I can't explain who he is.
He said y'all the same person.
Yeah, but he was putting on a good game. And even, and was the funny thing in that interview where he kind of told academics, I don't feel like you're not a man if you don't know how to defend yourself with a firearm, and you're not prepared for physical combat. He was just like, and of course, realistically, that was him politely. Of course, him speaking his beliefs, but at the same time, it was kind of just throwing shots at academics at the same way. Because I do feel the same way. Like if you're talking about, and I like it when it comes from somebody that people know got money, because he got bread. So so it's not just like, hey, I'm just saying this because I'm somebody poor. No, I'm saying this because if you are a man and God forbid you got to defend yourself as a man and you don't know how to shoot a gun or you don't know how to physically fight, what you gonna do? Like if your security, like if somebody coming, we watch enough movies where you seen Scarface or whatever. Okay, you got the security guards. After we finish the security guards off, now what you gonna do? Now you got to defend for yourself. So I did like that money, man. Real quick, I guess
So
before
when you interviews, you think this might be the most anticipated interview that Wallow and
NBA YoungBoy for sure, for easily. Because it just, I mean, one, because where they even watching,
saw that clip, yeah, that's
even just that hug between Wallow and NBA YoungBoy, that make me be like, damn. And to be honest, I do me personally, for their, I like their style of interview when they talk to the younger dudes, because I feel like it's one, just even because of Wallow, he can always kind of relate with the jail stories. I like that interview they just did with 42 Doug. It was a good interview, and that to me. And they kind of even, and that, I guess sometimes it depends on the artist as well, because they even mentioned it to Doug when they was interviewing him. He was like, you just seem like you in a way better spirit. You talking way more this interview than the last one, because I seen a bad 42 Doug interview before, because he don't really talk like that. So, but he was very talkative you could tell his spirits, like whatever happened to him in that jail stint, it did something completely to him differently in a mental space. And you can hear it in the way he was speaking in that interview. So that the NBA YoungBoy interview, from just watching that hug between NBA YoungBoy and Wallow, I'm sure that interview gonna be fire.
Is this his first interview?
Nah, he did an interview with like Rap Radar, and he just recently did one with Complex.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, he do interviews, but I think just sometimes it's just to the capacity of who the people are. Like, people have more respect for Gilly and Wallow. So I do think that interview gonna be better. And I'm mad that we waited this long to talk about Rap-ish, but let's just talk about it real quick before this episode over. Let that junk load up and do.
Yes. Who you think is the worst, like sporting wise, you wouldn't want to lose to? Like celebrities, like Gilly, Lil Duval, like just
Gilly, because he disrespectful as hell. That nigga be violating niggas, though. He is disrespectful. He be violating niggas. I watched him, some dude, he was just bad, some dude at the Buffalo game.
Yeah,
He violated that nigga. I don't want to lose to somebody who's louder than me. That nigga is loud. Thank you, dog. I won twice tonight. Yes.
So like I seen Lil Duval when he was at the game at the Houston joint, and he had Bun B and Slim Thug and all them in there.
Bitch ass Lakers, though. They're the only ones that lost tonight.
Wow, what you want?
I bet with Denver against the Clippers, and I bet with the Wizards against Detroit. And both
the Wizards won.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Jordan Poole is fucking ass.
Nigga,
You saw that shit?
Nigga, Kyle Kuzma's a dog, though. I ain't
Did
gonna
you
hold you.
see
Kyle
that
Kuzma
shit?
was
Did you
cooking
see that
shit.
He is. Whew.
How much Kyle Kuzma had tonight? He was cooking niggas. I know he had a triple double, but I can't remember. 32, 12. He had 8 assists. I thought they said he had a triple double. Yeah.
Damn, I don't know. The Wizards probably mad. They dropped that new little lounge shit, and we don't fuckers playing like shit.
Yeah,
Ain't
they playing
nobody-
like, ain't nobody buying that shit. Hell no. Ain't no way in hell. Yeah, Jordan Poole, he had 10 points tonight. He only played 25 minutes. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, episode 4 Rap-ish by far was my favorite jump out of both of these seasons. Like, that jump was so, like, and shout outs to, what's her name? Chastity, but I get her nickname is Duke. Though she had to get the MVP of this episode because like, she smoked it from the beginning, from even when they was in the little hotel and she tried to hit him with the little, the macaroni and cheese little punchlines or whatever the case may be. She smoked that little line that she had, and they ain't gonna lie, dude was playing with her. They literally had them in like some of the, man, that might have been like the worst hotel I ever seen in my life. And I used to be a goddamn, what was that, Motel 6 king back in the day. But that right there, nigga, this don't look like, this don't look like something out of like one of them horror movies or something. Or for people who watch, if y'all watch Power, remember when who was that? When it was Drew and them, and they went. Was that Drew? Did Drew go into that hotel room with them, or was that just?
It was whatchamacallit.
Oh, it was just the father and son. It was just it was the father and Kane. They went into the hotel to meet the white dudes by themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was that hotel was like
And Drew
it was,
saved them.
and Drew saved them. Yeah, so it was like in a hotel that bad, but probably I'm gonna say probably like 10 times worse. Like I'm talking about this hotel that they had them girls in was OD dirty. Like that joint literally looked like that joint was out of the middle of a horror movie. But that kind of set the tone for just how good the episode was going to be. I was just super proud. Like she stepped up as a manager, even at the end of that jump, breaking into Guap Dad car and taking that bread. It was just like, nah, that was fire, dog. Because it was just like she needed to make a play where she could kind of make herself feel like she's useful again. And I think that her getting that money and then just even her using her brain where it's like, okay, I ain't gonna just bust out one window so they won't even think it was me. I'm gonna hit every car on this whole street so it looked like just somebody was breaking into a bunch of cars and y'all car just had valuable stuff in it and I hit the car. And shout outs to Guap Dad. Guap Dad, he did a good job acting wise. I've heard him do interviews on podcasts and he always did a great job interviewing, but I never seen him acting something. And he did a great job on that joint. He smoked that. And just when they was even performing in the backyard, like that little whole thing with them having like, I guess to paint the picture for the people a little bit, they were performing in a backyard in Oakland. And I'm sure if y'all follow, and you ain't even got to follow La Russell to see how much he used to come down because he used to spend a lot of money on Instagram promo. And for people who don't know who La Russell is, he's a big up and coming artist from like from the California. And what got him so popular was he started to do live performances from his backyard and charge people. So realistic, and that's the cool thing that I like that Issa did. One, because Guap Dad. So of course they on tour and it's supposed to be in California. So Guap Dad is really from California. La Russell was really from California. So them having all these people on there and giving them that opportunity to kind of like show themselves. Where for people, I'm sure they might not even know who these people are. But even that whole scene, it was literally like how La Russell do his real life concerts. And it's just in a backyard. He got like a little lounge. People can come pay, see them perform, other artists perform, open up for him. So it was cool that he performed on that stage. And then
Did it look like your typical backyard?
Look like a regular backyard. Just like if you ever seen one of them La Russell videos, it's like a stage and it's literally just people in the backyard just.
Yeah, I know. I only asked that because last night it was the Soul Train Awards. And I guess they were saying it was like, I know, of course, it probably wasn't Keke Palmer's house, but it was like in the backyard. It was outside when they did it. So I was just wondering, was it something like it's in a big old mansion type?
And the sad thing that you said something. I mean, I had Soul Train on the list, but it's the sad thing is that nobody gonna make a big deal about the Soul Train Awards like they do the Grammys. Like the Soul Train Awards, it's just gonna come. I mean, it's gonna probably make its little bit of rounds on social media, but it's not gonna be as dramatic and as of a big deal. It's like how people do the Grammys.
I still think the Grammys is more talked about.
Of course, that's my point. But that's what I'm saying. That's my point. That's my whole point. But anyway, to get back to Rap-ish, like I said, I just like the way that they kind of made that whole situation. So they was performing anyway, of course, and they got the little white girl, and she already threw shade at early in the episode. She threw shade at Mia and Shauna. She was doing an interview with Complex, and they was asking her about the song she did with them, and she was just like playing it like, oh yeah, I just found these two girls, they local, I was just giving them a shot or whatever. Like she's playing big on them. So anyway, so they go to the little performance, and of course her big song right now is the song with them on it. So they wanted her to, go up there and perform with them. And then they kind of getting a feel for the people, and they seeing like all the people, like it's La Russell and all the other people performing is like in that pocket. So La Russell is kind of like in that same form, like with the Rap City, super hip hop, rapidy rap on that type of vibe. So they feeling the vibe of the people, and they kind of like, nah, I don't want to perform with her because then people gonna look at us like we corny. So don't get it twisted. The white girl get up there, she kind of nervous and she kind of like stuttering and stuff at first. And she feel like the crowd ain't gonna mess with her off the rip.
Because they ain't the ratchet.
Yeah, they ain't the ratchet crowd. So she get the performing. And she catch a little pocket where they kind of, oh yeah, okay, it's cool. It's not that bad. So Shauna and Mia getting pissed because Shauna like, what the hell is these people like? They cheering onto this shit. So anyway, they end up getting on stage and rapping. So when they when they get up on stage and they introducing themselves, the white girl tapped the little light skinned producer nigga and was like, I thought they ain't want to perform. He's like, I didn't think so neither. But they just didn't want to perform with her because they want to draw some distinction from themselves. They don't want people to keep thinking they just some sidekicks for her. So they get up there, Shauna go crazy with the freestyle. They were freestyling over what's the Trick Daddy and Trina Jones. You don't know that? You don't like me? Yeah, so they freestyling over that joint. I'm talking about smoking the joint and just Mia doing all that. Just the same way when they originally did that first song. And so Mia doing the ad-libs and hyping her up. And I'm talking about the whole crowd go crazy. So the dude that they originally opened up for, he was there. And then the whole time, then the little producer nigga trying to like make it seem like he did.
He had them the whole time.
Man, dude was like, all right, whatever. So they hurry up and they brushed him off, left him, and end up linking up, whatever the case may be. And both of them dudes was hitting on both of them when they was in the studio. So that same corny dude from the last episode, he sprayed the champagne on her. Of course, he tried to like
back with her.
No, he tried to cock block. Cause he seen the headline of the main act was really into Shauna. Like he was on her body. Like they was rapping in there.
He tried.
And he tried to cock block and try to try to make it seem like that they was like he knew her or something. I hate
niggas like that.
But listen though, his man spazzed on him for that though. His man seen the player a mile away. His man was like, dog, don't you see me, her and talking? We catching the vibe. What's up with you? Why are you right here? So his man, so the headliner dude, he carried him.
Okay.
So that whole time, so she played it still. So she tried to make it, like she played it her card. Like I don't want to seem like I'm some type of groupie because the way. So I'm not even gonna get this nigga some cheeks. Like, cause they was like that seemed like that play was for them to get some cheeks. The same way with Mia was talking to one of the other dudes, and of course they stay. You know how she go. They in a hotel. She really don't want to go back to that dirty hotel. So she flirting with a dude.
I understand.
So
like I told you about catching that flight. She wanted.
So my whole thing is though she end up going to the room and she got bubble guts. Nigga, I'm talking her and they kissing her stomach just loud as hell, rumbling the whole time. So he just like, dog, let me get you something to eat. Cause she like, nah, I'm cool. But nigga, every time they keep kissing, her stomach just get louder and louder. He like, come on, dog. I'm not about to do you like this. It's not that deep. Slow down. Let me order you some room service. So they end up doing room service and they end up just talking. So neither one of them give up no cheeks. And I'm just happy. I'm like, dog, thank God. Like Mia, Jesus Christ, get that little cat a break, dog. She over this joint moving.
What you mean give it a break, dog? When she was down and depressed, baby daddy told her no. So that's why, and then she had to answer the phone to getting flown out. What you expect?
Yeah, she just needed to
slow hot ready like Little Caesars.
Exactly. So she needed to slow her Little Caesars ass down some. Like it was ridiculous. But like I said, to me, that was the best episode. If you haven't watched Rap-ish and you just really actually just like a good rap story.
Another season?
Hell yeah. I mean, I think they need to do a better job at promoting it on social media. I think even H.E.R need to use her platform. Because I follow Issa on Twitter and she posted like a jump, but I think you need to like promote it. Like I think you need to be almost like DJ Khaled level of promoting it. Like I think Issa's so stuck in her way of kind of doing stuff like the nonchalant, cool way, like, oh, this is just for the cool kids. You'll figure it out if you're supposed to figure it out. But even because I'm on Twitter and when I post I use the hashtag. So every week I look and see before I even post, you know what I'm saying? I'm just looking to see what other people feedback on the show. And I still see a lot of people every week just getting hip. Like, damn, I didn't even know Rap-ish was back. But that just goes realistically, that go to horrible promo. Cause shit, look at 50 Cent. When we talking about Raising Cane and nigga, every football, that Raising Cane commercial was on every football game yesterday. Basketball, I was watching basketball today. It was on every basketball game today. Like even on the bootleg apps, they still running the commercial for the Raising Cane. So it's just like it's a difference between when they promoting something and then it's just like you trying to rely on the word of mouth. And I think that to me,
but that's when we even go back to that conversation. Sometimes you gotta stay with that well-oiled machine. I get it, why you don't invest on yourself, but sometimes when you got that machine behind you and they can do more to promoting and the word, and I get it, you want to do the independent route, you want to do things by yourself, you want to blossom on your own, but sometimes you still need to stay behind that well-oiled machine.
I mean, if you looking at it like that, I'm kind of with you because it's a huge difference between Issa-Rae barely posting about this show compared to. And I told, and I even last week when we was talking, I'm like, oh, it's a huge sports weekend. That Thanksgiving weekend, it's a huge sports weekend. And literally all weekend long, I seen endless Raising Cane commercials. Even on ESPN today, when I watch it First Take in the gym, I seen them having commercials for Raising Cane. So it's just like, I mean, with that part, it's cool. But like I said, if you enter hip hop or you enter a good black TV show, episode 4, if you ain't never seen Rap-ish, watch episode 4 season 2 and you can go backwards from there, and I guarantee you episode 4 will get you like, oh, this is a good show, I like this jump. Like it just had all different types of levels of like how the music business probably go for real, and then make you be like, yeah, this was a good jump.